pull me closer. Every time you go, got me hungover. Wrap your legs around me in the back of the car, with your teeth around my lips and I pop your light in the dark. I'm addicted to the feeling of whatever we are, and you know, you got me all fucked up. Those eyes are 100 proof. You got me all fucked up. Overdose laying under you, and I can't quit you now. And I think I'm coming down. You get me all fucked up from all your love. You got me all fucked up. Hold me closer. Ever since we touched, I ain't been sober. And then we sneak into the bathroom in the back of the bar. I got you pressed against the mirror while you're tight in my arms, and I'm addicted to the feeling of whatever we are. And you know, you got me all fucked up. Those eyes are 100 proof. You got me all fucked up. Overdose laying under you, and I can't quit you now. And I think I'm coming down. You get me all fucked up from all your love. You got me all fucked up. You got me all fucked up. You got me all fucked. I've been on a bender since I met her. I don't even remember the last time you went in my head. Treat you like a treasure whenever we get together. Wonder what the hell I was doing before we met. Now you got me acting different. How do you get me twisted up? And you got me so addicted. Yeah, you do. You got me all fucked up. Those eyes are 100 proof. You got me all fucked up. Overdose laying under you, and I can't quit you now. And I think I'm coming down. You get me all fucked up from all your love. You got me all fucked up. You get me all fucked up. You got me all fucked.
I'm not jealous, I'm not frightened. Climb up to your lips with a swiftness in a murmur, somewhere private. Suddenly my heart knows its weakness inside. Half smile touch, casually call you love. When your hand is enough, casually say it's love. Casually say it's love.
Thank you.
Casually say it's love. Casually say it's love. Casually say it's love. I'm a wild girl in the wild in the fire. Gather me from one place to another. Loving is enough with the kiss. Gather me from one place to another. I'm not jealous, I'm not frightened. How can we separate now in the silence? Little by little I'm sinking right in. It's not a secret, my heart's weakness inside. Half smile touch, casually call you love. When your hand is enough, casually say it's love. 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 I'm a wild girl in the wild in the fire. Gather me from one place to another. Loving is enough with the kiss. Gather me from one place to another.
was good. It was a productive day at work. Very productive day at work. And I had a good phone call today during lunch, which was good. But yeah, this week's going good so far. How's your guys' week going? I'm ready for Friday though. I'm definitely ready for Friday. Definitely. Friday is much needed right now. It's been a good week, but it's been a tiring, stressful one. JS Tech Geek. I'm sorry, I can't say your name today for some reason. I don't know why. How about you, Darkmaster? How was your week? Aqua, what's up, Aqua? I feel that I had a rough start to my morning, but I'm still here. You're still at work right now? Oof. Oof. That's rough. So actually, we had a couple more people that were supposed to join us today. We had Sierra. She streams on Twitch. She's from Columbus, Ohio. We're supposed to have Uncle Unicorn, which if you're on Twitter and follow any Twitch people, I'm sure you've probably seen Uncle Unicorn around. Sierra, Uncle Unicorn, Lauren the Short will actually be on next week, and I'm assuming Sierra and Uncle Unicorn will try to be on next week as well, so we'll see. We'll have some new faces for next week too. If you are watching right now and you ever want to be on the panel, you ever want to come on just to have a fun discussion, to get your face in front of another community, to get your brand awareness out there, like, I'm perfectly fine with that. During the stream, during the intro and outro, I give you guys a chance to shout out all your socials, your streaming link, all that good stuff. If you want to be on the panel, DM me and I will get you the link to sign up for it. You can sign up for whatever week you would like. It goes out 60 days worth of scheduling, so you can schedule whatever you want. It'll send you a reminder email. It'll give you a link with all of the instructions, the rules, the links for the video chat, the links for the Discord. Everything's nice and organized. I like everything nice and organized. But what's up, Sakura? How's it going? All right, let's pop over to the panel, give a chance for everybody to introduce themselves, and let's get started with questions. You ready?
Oh, I can't flip my cam.
Oh my god.
Turn your
That was loud.
mic off.
Oh,
when
guys, guys, this is Hollywood Square. Look, 3x3, 4 sails in the middle.
Wait, now, here, now I'm in the middle. There we go. on your screen, I'm in the middle. In my screen, I'm in the top corner. All right, Sin, I got you. I'm gonna bump your permissions up here. Happy H2O, welcome into the Positive Thoughts. All right, everyone's permissions are good. Sin, are you wanting in here? Because I'll send you the link.
If I send a dick picture, can I get permissions to not use push to talk?
Okay, so if you would like to not use push to talk,
Because I have a
if you're in a quiet area, then yeah.
yeah,
like
I have a
you.
preamp processor, so there could be a train in the background and you guys wouldn't hear it.
Damn, look at you. All right, hold on.
I'm a new streamer, by the way.
There you go. What about now?
Welcome to streaming.
You have a Prion processor?
A preamp processor.
I thought you said Prion, like mad cow disease. That would have been cool. I would have wanted to be your friend.
Oh, well,
I, mean, I still want to be your friend. Like that would have
All
like
right.
that would have like magnetized me to you.
Kevlar,
Yes, sir.
as long as your background's quiet, I can bump you up as well.
I don't
Or-
know why you ever took me off it.
I don't know.
I don't care. I mean, I'm gonna use push to talk tonight, so it's fine.
Okay.
Until the baby's down and the dog stops barking.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Baby's crying. At any time tonight, if you guys want a sheet of useful information, you can do ! resources in chat there. There's a Google document that has dating apps, it has good podcasts, it has good books, everything you could possibly think of relating to like sex and relationships and all that type of stuff. So ! resources during the stream. So Astral, do you want to start by introducing yourself?
Hi, I'm Astro. All my social media handles are over here under that name. I am a variety streamer. My schedule changes monthly, so just keep updated with my social media to know when I actually am streaming.
Come. All right. Poison TV or Dom?
Hello, darlings. I'm Dom. I'm from England. I produce a variety of talk shows on something called the Talking Boxes Network. Some of you know me more for a show called More Than a Mouthful. You can find me live on Fridays, Wednesdays, Mondays, and Sundays. And yeah, it's lovely to meet you all.
Nice to meet you. Welcome in. Rebob?
Hey everybody, Rebob. You can call me Marty or Rebob. I'm a variety streamer. My schedule has been shot to hell right now, but we're working on fixing that. And just promote positivity, safe space for everybody, and never giving up is my motto. So that's it.
Awesome. Okay. Linder? Linder, you weren't first this week. Are you happy with that?
I'm a little offended.
Oh my god. If you're not first, you're offended. If you're first, you're pissy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Nice to meet you.
Linder! Introduce yourself.
And I asked the question. It was my turn. And no one
I
said
said
anything.
yeah.
Oh.
It's your turn.
Hello, my name is Lindor MD. I'm a bit of a bastard, but sometimes I stream. I am a physician, practicing, as you can see, with a white coat and my magic listening device. I play video games. You're more than welcome to check me out at twitch.tv/LindorMD. You're more than welcome to ask me medical questions. Otherwise, enjoy the fun, the hilarity. I was so graciously invited by Mr. ForceL18 to join you today and regale you with my stories of sexual nature. And I hope you sit back, relax, and enjoy.
All right. Knocked. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Knocked, Knocked Wolf TV. Mainly stream, or have in the past mainly streamed Guild Wars 2. More recently, I've kind of fallen in love with Monster Hunter World, so that's kind of where I've been at for most of the time now. Outside of streaming, I throw pizza in the air and I do dough tricks and do pizza streams. So
nice.
That's pretty cool.
Come, Mr. Kevlar.
Hello, I'm Kevlar. I am a variety streamer. I play a lot of different games on stream. Shooters, RPGs, multiplayer, like fun games, you name it. Catch me Wednesday through Saturday, sometimes Sunday and Monday. Typically about 8 p.m. Eastern until 1 a.m. Other than that, pleasure to be here again.
Come, Miss Mystic.
Hi, I'm Miss Mystic. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat at My Miss Mystic. I'm Miss Mystic on Twitch. I do Pokemon Go tournament streams for Go Stadium, and I play a lot of Pokemon Go. So there will be Pokemon Go live play of me coming to my channel soon, and for now we have Minecraft Mondays.
Nice. Come, Rio.
Hi, my name is Reed Red. I'm a partnered broadcaster on Twitch. I stream super irregularly, really irregularly. I also run the Ohio Streamers Meetup group. So if any of you guys are from Ohio, you guys are more than welcome coming out. And I'm also a stay-at-home dad full time as well. So that's me.
Hell yeah, man. All right, Sin. Oh, I can't hear you. Check your. It's push to talk, and then make sure Discord's registering your mic. Jump in the Discord public lobby. So we use the video streaming software. Yeah, the video website, and then we use Discord for voice. Sorry, Sin was a last minute addition to the panel lineup. Loki pizza streams? Was that a British accent? Wait, to Linder? I don't know. Not sure. There you go, Sin.
Can you guys hear me now?
There you go. Now you're good.
Mute the website.
Hey everybody, my name is Sin Anubis. I am a member of Tyrion Bowl Club as well as a member of Gamers in Back. I'm an active Twitch streamer. I am also an active YouTube viewer. I am a big lore Nazi for Guild Wars 2, if you want to use the vernacular. I also happen to be into Dark Souls 3 for about a year, about a couple months now. I've been playing a little bit of Skyrim as well as Fallout 4, but focusing mostly on the lore and everything like that of Guild Wars 2. So
nice. Come.
In real life, I'm a former 25-year veteran of a fire company and a paramedic as well.
Nice, man. Props to you.
Hey, Sin, go to the webpage that has all of that stuff up and mute your mic on the webpage.
Got it. Taken care of.
All right, so we're just going to jump right into it with a pretty weighted question for some people.
Hold on, let me get a shot first.
Yeah, get a shot in. Get a shot in.
All right, we're good.
What do you identify as, or what would you consider yourself? Straight, bi, gay, flex, lesbian?
Don't everybody talk at once here.
I know, right? Everyone's like, oh shit.
I thought we were going in order.
Oh,
oh God! Everyone started talking.
What's the question?
What do you identify as? Yeah. What is your sexuality?
A towel.
Oh yeah.
I identify as asexual.
Pick someone.
Wait, Poison, you said that?
No, I did not say
No,
that.
who said that? No. Sin, was that you?
Yeah, that was me. I identify as asexual.
Okay.
I'm proud of it.
All right.
I'm pansexual.
Pansexual, all right. I'm heteroflexible.
Ooh, baby.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What does that mean to you? How does that differ from bisexual, which I am?
So there's bisexual, which like is I don't know. I picture bi being like fully right down the middle. Like you can be with either one and you're perfectly fine with that. Me, I more lean towards like the straight half of the perspective, but I'm totally fine under certain circumstances with another dude.
As long as they're nice and beardy, right?
Yeah, but not like dating and that type of stuff. I don't know. Like,
or maybe they have a tan. Maybe they're darker.
Mm-hmm.
You're open sexually to men.
Yeah.
But it has to be the right man.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Yeah. For sure.
Like Ryan Reynolds. I mean, come on.
Come
on.
I mean, R's Bay, we know that.
that's my number one right there.
I think he's number one on anybody's list, regardless of their sexuality.
Have you seen
There are
him
just
in
some
Blade
universal
3?
truths.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I'm straight, but I'm polyamorous. I kind of have to say that because like a lot of people think weird things when I flirt with other women. So me and my wife are polyamorous together, and she's bisexual. Or
sounds always
I guess. Yeah.
Nice. Would you consider being polyamorous part of like your gender though, like how you identify?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I kind of do, because like monogamy is such a big thing in the West of the planet, I guess. It's such a majority thing to be like one in one. Like I feel like it's a big part of like who I am as a person. Because it takes a different type of mindset to really be like that. And I get where if people don't think that really pertains to sexual orientation, but at the same time, like it is within that hemisphere of sexuality to be able to love more than one person or be able to be intimate with more than one person at a time.
Yeah, I think it's more relevant nowadays.
So I've had an argument on Twitter with somebody that I don't know. I asked the question very, very innocently. It was on Twitter. It was like, how do you all feel about open relationships or something like that? Because a article, and I linked the article, talked about like, hey, open relationships or non-monogamous relationships are becoming more common. So I just posted it and was like, hey, wait, what do you think about this? I actually had a poly person. She was a quote unquote brat, literally ripped me a new asshole because she didn't like how I asked the question, and that polyamory was a how did she word it, a sexuality, like bi or gay or straight or anything like that. So like she pointed me to some forum, I think it was like some FetLife forum, to back up her story of it. But I don't know, I haven't read anything, any good documentation like covering that.
Yeah, I don't think it necessarily fits on the spectrum, if you will, but I think it's something that like you kind of have to say. You don't have to say, but like when I had to come out to my mom about being polyamorous, like, and she's Catholic, so that was a big deal, saying that we sleep with other women and, you know, whatnot. So I feel like it's in the universe of sexuality. It's just not on the spectrum per se.
Yeah.
Of
Okay.
like identity.
I feel like it more defines the parameters of a relationship than necessarily is all about one person's individual identity. It's more of how two people would if you're in like a polyamorous relationship with somebody, how the two then identify together as a couple and then go about their relationship rather than one individual person. But that's I'm not poly, so I can't.
Right, I can't really say that because like I've always felt like this, and like I remember when I was little asking like, is mom, is there like people that have like 3 people in a relationship or 4 people in a relationship? And of course I got scorned and told to go read the Bible.
Oh God.
You can be polyamorous and single at the same time.
I was going to say, like, how does that fit if you're, so for example, I'm single, or when I was single 9 months ago, I was very open about the fact that I was like, I would be shagging my friend and I'd be like, by the way, darling, I won't be seeing you because I'll be seeing partner B. And, you know, there was that established relationship, and we say, yep, we agree. Does that make me non-polyamorous? What am I? Am I just a guy who likes to shag around at that point?
There would be non-monogamous, because monogamy infers that there's only 2 partners in one thing. So anything outside of that would be non-monogamy, or if you wanted to identify as polyamorous, you could do that as well. But anything outside of you seeing one other person is non-monogamy.
So from what you're saying, I don't maybe it's just because I'm Noct, I'm a straight hetero male. Maybe I don't understand then how that wouldn't fit on the spectrum, because it sounds like if you've had that kind of identity and kind of like internal, that kind of like internal dialogue with yourself since you were younger, and you've been thinking about it and it's been something on your mind since then, and it's something that you identify as, then why wouldn't it belong on that?
Right. That's where it's up in the air to be considered and not considered. You know what I mean? So until somebody comes out and says officially this is a part of the spectrum, I'm just gonna abide by, because like there's enough shit that I deal with on Twitter that I don't need to sit there and argue that it should be on the spectrum.
True.
And whatnot.
Yeah, because there's still the piece about, it's like you say, oh well, I enjoy the fact that I can see multiple people, but I still sit within a gender spectrum. So
exactly,
I could be polyamorous, and as a bisexual guy, I'd be like, well, I like male partners and female partners. Where you may say, I only specifically like females. So there is that argument going towards that it isn't, say, part of the
right, because it's inclusive to hetero males, right, or hetero in general, I guess.
I think that from a historical standpoint, we actually have come full circle, so to speak, with the concept of polyamory. I mean, the original concept of polyamory dates as far back as the origins of like the main religions and so on and so forth. This is like the idea of one person relationship or two-person relationship between a man and a woman has been something that has been culturally pushed on us since the dawn of for certain few cultures and certain few religions. But prior to that, it was, love the one you're with or whoever is nearby. It was a matter of reproduction. It was a matter of being able to keep yourself warm in the winter days, like in the Viking eras and the Norse eras and so on and so forth. If it was a cold night requires a warm body in any ship in harbor, and nowadays, where we've kind of sort of stretched ourselves and come back full circle from this whole ultra-conservative, it must be this way and no other way, and so on and so forth. And we're finally reclaiming the identity that we had back in the day, and I think that's actually a little bit more accurate representation of who we are as a species. That it's not so much who we love, or how many we love, it's that we love in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it also leads to people being happier too. I mean, you look at the statistics of couples that are not getting divorced because they're finding alternative routes. I mean, it works for them. It's making people happy.
Exactly.
It's all preference.
It's like trying to herd cats, right? Like you can only herd a cat a certain direction for so long, and not every cat is going to go the same way. It's like, or even look at breeds of dogs. Different breeds of dogs have different personality types, and you have to kind of work around that to make sure that they're happy. And it's the same goes with people, because people are human, right? Humans are animals, and whether we think we're not or we are, you have to find something that makes sense to them and not try to put everybody inside of a little box that fits in this, like Brady Bunch type BS.
Yeah, like I honestly feel like forcing everybody with religion and just customs and traditions into a single partner relationship, forcing everyone, like making you feel guilty, making you feel bad about not wanting to choose that route or feeling like you're different, causes a lot of mental anguish, like for everybody involved. The person they're with, the person that's in that relationship, like everybody involved is just suffering because of it. So
I mean, well, there's
sorry, go ahead.
There's this stigmata that we have faced for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of this is the way it's supposed to be. I mean, imagine, if you will, that you were told that missionary position was the only position that was acceptable. Yeah, exactly. Or that, for example, reverse cowgirl was absolute sacrilege. Yes, I'm going there. For sale, you knew what you were getting into when you put me on this channel. But the point is that getting into a position, like that position, the concept behind it, okay, well, we're not able to do, you're only supposed to do one thing. You're not allowed to do anything else. If you're only allowed to walk down the right side of the road, or you're only allowed to do this, you're only allowed to do that. And focusing on this sort of forced conformity has sort of limited our mindsets and limited our intellects as individuals. When it comes to sex, or when it comes to relationships in the first place, you get into that point where you're supposed to conform. Mommy and daddy expect you to do blah, blah, blah. Well, mommy and daddy aren't in your brain, and they're not telling you what to do or how to live your life. They're just guiding you down that road, and eventually you can make the decision to go anywhere you want. Once you find your identity, it's entirely up to you. And then we succumb to what society's asking for us and what's expecting us. You see it in media all the time. But in the last 10 years, strikingly odd, the last 10 years have actually shown the exact opposite of that, where people are allowed to be who they are. I mean, God bless RuPaul, and Gaga, and many of the other figureheads in media nowadays that are actually being able to express themselves openly and freely. And whether you are sexual or not sexual like myself, whether you prefer to have sex or don't prefer to have sex is entirely up to you and your choice. And that's something that we have forgotten over hundreds of years, and that we need to get that back. And there's nothing wrong with a man wanting to be with a woman, or a man wanting to be with a man, or a man not wanting to be with anybody, or a woman being with a woman. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But we got to get past this stigmata, or this stigma that that's what is expected of us, and that is what is demanded by the media. I think that's the real reason that this discussion is actually happening, that we're actually opening up, and it shouldn't be like what society is telling you to do. And there's my 2 cents.
Okay.
If I may actually expand on that a bit, hi, Rebob, hetero straight male, 40, and I was forced into the Southern Baptist religion at 9 years old. And going back on what you said, Sin, you know, your parents and your pastor and everybody that was involved told you that there was only a handful of ways or less that you should live your life, and everything else was just considered a massive sin. So fast forward, God, I'm old, 20 years to 10 years ago, and you see the evolution of people and the ideas and people waking up, for lack of a better term, to seeing that we're not all just straight, we're not all just gay, we're not all just this, we're not these single form identifications. There are so many other spectrums available to the human mind and the human emotion. And you fast forward a little bit more here, we're back in 2018, 2019, and you still have this acceptance in the world, but now you've gone to the hypercritical crowds and the cancel culture because of all this, that you have to be so careful in what you say and how you say it, or you're going to offend 45,000 people and your life is over. So we went from closed-minded to open-minded and accepting to somewhat accepting, as long as you do it under specific terms, it feels.
I would agree. I mean, yeah, I think that's a stigma.
Yep. Big time. So when did you come to the conclusion of what you identify as? So like for me, it was a couple years ago when I first heard the term and like did some research on it.
You mean like when you found a label that like
yeah,
kind of
like
was fitting?
found
Oh,
a
okay.
label, or like you just kind of knew, like.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna ask you if, like, what was there like a specific like light bulb moment for that?
I for the longest time thought I was considered straight, but then I kind of leaned towards, okay, maybe I'm bi, but then I was like, no, like there has to be like an in between. And hetero flexible was the fucking like perfect label for it.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
So I think for me it was a very young age. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I saw me just barely overtalk you.
No,
I'll make this short and brief.
No.
I was a young teen in high school, and I had one of my closest friends was a gay male, but he was still in the closet because, again, back then it was a huge stigmata. And he approached me one day, and we had probably a 2-hour conversation on likes and dislikes and things like that. And he made an initial move to become intimate with me, kissing and whatnot. And I had an internal red flag go off. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I respect you. This isn't for me. And he was absolutely cool with it. And we remained friends up until about 10 years ago. He decided to move halfway around the world in Japan. I lost touch with him. But anyway, so yeah, it was really relatively young age for me when my brain was like, nope, it's just this. But at the same time, again, going back to the Southern Baptist BS.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
I'm not one of those that judges anybody. I will sit here and tell you to your face if I'm attracted, if I'm not attracted, if I think you're handsome, or if I think you're beautiful, or if I think you need a little work somewhere. I've just learned over the years that honestly, the best policy is literally that. It's honesty. And like you made a joke about Ryan Reynolds earlier. Fucking hugely handsome guy. You know, that's my thoughts on that.
Okay. So I got a question for you then. There's a lot of talk around kind of social conditioning that kind of says that it conforms people into kind of their gender and how they feel. So you say it was a red flag moment, and obviously how you feel about these things, but you also mentioned that this was a big taboo thing. So up to that point, are you honestly saying that your father or your mum or the fucking priest said, you know, being gay is not the right way to go. And can you honestly say that your, you know, all those childhood thoughts and upbringing didn't go boom and lead to that moment?
Yeah, so that's how I feel, is that a lot of that, what you just said, conditions people to believe the things they believe.
And I
That
feel
is
like in
true.
some cases, oh, sorry, I was gonna.
No,
Go ahead.
I feel like in some cases, both experience and potentially past trauma can lead to a lot of how people frame the either how they see sex or how they see intimacy with other people. Like, I don't know how personal y'all want to get on this kind of thing, but like, I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry.
You're all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know,
Reba? Oh, go ahead.
I had a very negative experience with somebody who was like older and had a position of authority over me when I was young.
Oof.
And that like marred me in a way towards any kind of sexual practice or subject matter, and it was like almost like it gave me anxiety to even think about, because I just like didn't even want to process it. And then later on, like now I've been married for almost 5 years, and it had almost like a rebound effect. So now it's like, oh wait, all of this is okay. But you know, growing up, it definitely had like a really negative impact on how I saw the entire framing of the conversation.
That's good.
And I can totally understand that too. From a very young age up until my teenage years, it was hammered into my brain that this is the only way to be. Everything else is a sin.
Mhm.
And literally at the age of 16, I had what I call my spiritual awakening, my epiphany, my aha moment, if you will. And I was like, you know, the world is so much bigger than this tiny city I live in and this even smaller church. And I started to broaden my horizons and not block off anything anymore. There was no box for this, box for this, box for this. It was all of a sudden, you are who you are. Let me ask you why. This is why I am. And I got to learn from different people, from different cultures and different, just different mindsets. And it really broadened my horizons on that. So when you ask me, you know, was it just browbeat and then all of a sudden, oh, hey, red flag, this isn't for me. It kind of was to a point, but it wasn't until literally my early 30s that my eyes were woken up a bit more by my wife. And I got to see this, if you'll pardon the Aladdin catchphrasing, a whole new world of things that I never knew existed, but it explained what I was missing in my relationship sexually, if you will. And that has also helped in my later years, I'm embarrassed to say, but it's helped me in my later years just broaden my horizons even more. And I've always been accepting of everybody. I don't care what anything is. As long as you're not trying to murder me or my family, I'll pretty much accept you. I don't care. Wow, totally just train jumped the jack on that one. But yeah, going back to that, there was never really a true, this is the way that it has to be in my mind, because I was always questioning my family, like, well, if this is the case, then why is this, you know, going on over here in public? Why is this going on over here? Well, why are these people doing this? And it's okay, except it's not okay in this household, you know, until I was a little bit older and actually understood it.
Yep. So, if you don't mind me asking, and you don't have to answer this, what did your wife open your mind to? Exactly. Because that must have been a great awakening for you to mention it.
Not gonna lie, it was, and it's purely sexual. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 15, and then on again, off again, you know, here and there. But I mean, as a young boy, as soon as you have sex the first time, it's like, there's a hole in the tree, I'm gonna go fuck it if you can. Just throw some petroleum jelly, and I'm getting to it, you know. But as you age and you mature, you start realizing in some cases that something's missing in your life, and it could be sexually, it could be monetarily, it could be geographically, it could be anything. And when I got with my wife, we've been on and off together for almost a decade now, and we have 2 children together. She got me into kinks and got me to really focus on a few things that she really enjoyed, and some of them I enjoy, some of them I don't, but it really it showed me what I was missing to fulfill myself and help her fulfill her sexual desires, and just literally branched out. Like she showed me the tip of the iceberg, and I have been digging on that motherfucker for years trying to find out what else there is.
Well, that's awesome, man.
All right, fair enough. All right, so the topic was, when did you know that you identified the way you identify?
Oh, I can give you my story on this one, and also throw in the old cultural appropriation bullshit with it. So for 19 years, I was told fucking sex, gay culture, everything was the fucking sin of the world. And then when I was 19, I didn't lose my virginity till I was 19, and I, started accessing porn at 18 years old. And I sat there, and I can still remember, I've still got the image, and it was some guy going to town on this girl, and I was looking at the guy, and I thought, fucking hell, I could come to this. And the chick, I thought, fucking hell, she's just as hot as well. And it flickered. I would go to female porn to male porn, and there was no difference. And it wasn't until I got invited round by my neighbour of all people, and I was shagging her, and then I shagged her husband. And it was
shit!
And then she's
Good for you, man. Good for you.
Bravo.
All right.
You realise you're bisexual, and I was like, oh, there's a word for it, is there? And she was like, yes, that's the case. And I've been doing my thing, for all this time. I come from a very, very white part of England. I do keep some parts of my sexuality secret from various people, just because the backlash from it just isn't worth the headache. But aside that, I just tell everyone to fuck off if they have a problem with it. It's it's the way I was born. People try to beat it out of my head, and I just beat it off to everything now, so it's all good.
Oh yeah, man.
Nice. All right, anyone else?
For me personally, I grew up in a very open family. My mom was a mega hippie. She had tons of gay friends. I grew up in the gay community. I was always in the short north downtown, going to all the events and ComFest where we live here in Ohio. So I was always exposed to it. I never thought it was a weird thing. And for me, learning about myself, I mean, that was easy. It was just whatever comes natural. And, I don't put any stigmas on people. And I just think we need to flip the conversation more about like, hey, instead of it being about, hey, what are you identify as, is more being like, hey, I don't really give a shit. You're you, and you be happy. I think we need to just make that conversation be more relevant instead of making different titles and things. Just let people be. Let's get on that train a little bit more.
Yeah. Anyone else?
So there was this musical called Hair.
What's that? Yeah. Okay.
So it is this musical that took place back in like the late 60s, early 70s. And when I went to college, 1993, 1997, I had the distinct pleasure of being able to assist in the choreography and in the construction of the sets for the musical Hair. And they gave me a dancing part for that. And the cast was really, really open and honest with each other. But outside of the theater business, outside of the theater business, we were kind of it was a really awkward time. We were really, really kind of scared to open ourselves up to new experiences with everybody else around us. So we began to explore and experiment with each other on a daily. And the thing that I learned was I really didn't have a drive towards either the male or the female gender. I didn't have a drive. I wasn't motivated. And this is kind of strange for sale. You already know I'm a parent. I'm a single parent of a 16-year-old girl. I wasn't attracted in a sexual manner towards either men or female. It simply did not do anything for me. I had no sensation or no excitement whatsoever. Do I look at the female figure or the male figure at both? And do I think that men are attractive? Yes. Do I think women are attractive? Yes. But I'm not at the point where it gets me cranked up, if you know what I mean. And I think that was what it was. It sort of desensitized me. But it also allowed me to have this sense of freedom, because I didn't know who I was, and I didn't know what it felt like to either be straight or gay or bisexual, and I didn't know what it felt like. And although I was with a woman at one point and I was with a man at one point, and I felt comfortable being around them in a relationship, so to speak, but not in a physical relationship. When it came down to it, it wasn't really good. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel right. When I met the mother of my daughter, we were in the fire company together. We worked together on the same truck for a longest time. Something happened in 2001, which I won't go into in this chat room. And she took an injury, became addicted to medication, was pregnant while she was addicted to that medication, and gave birth to my daughter. My daughter had to be tested. We had to check everything out. The reason why my daughter exists was because she and I agreed that we wanted to have a child together. That was it. There was no emotional connection to each other in a sexual way, but there was a relationship, a friendship involved, and thus created the child, and thus my daughter was born. And to this day, my daughter is aware of what happened, and she has absolutely no hatred towards me for not loving her mom or anything like that. Sadly, her mom is no longer with us, but she also is aware that when she comes to me and asks me questions about sex and about sexuality and so on and so forth, then I'm going to give her the straight up answer. It's what feels right for you and what it drives you. And if it gets you to that, if it gives you that feeling or sensation that you want to be near that person in more of a spoken manner, then go for it. Just be careful, be safe, wrap that shit up, or make him wrap it shit up, or don't touch it, or don't let him touch you at all. And just go with the flow. If it doesn't feel right, then walk the fuck away from it. And that's something that I learned from a very young age. So I attribute hair to all that. Just be who you are, be yourself, be human. Because what it boils down to for us, what I learned is that regardless of what I am, what I look like, my skin color, my religion, or anything like that, I bleed red. And love does not have a gender or color or religion. It's just love. It's just an emotion. It has absolutely nothing attached to it.
Can I ask you a personal question? It's kind of just for my own curiosity.
Oh, shoot away, sir.
Okay, so I'm a bisexual individual. I have the sex drive of a rabbit farm. I fuck all the time. But as someone who is like more kind of, as you say, like not necessarily attracted to the male form or the male form, female or male form, do you still have the kind of like a sex drive? As in, do you like yeah, how does that?
Are you asking me if I like sex?
No, I mean, but how does it impact it? Like, because obviously, is there like a sex side you get aroused to? Is there something specific? Does it not relate to gender at all? How does it work?
For me, it depends a lot on the mood that I'm in of the day. If I have an actual drive, like if I actually have a drive towards a drive or attraction towards a female or a male, I'm going to express that verbally or tell them that I like them or I like the way they look. I'm going to admire the way they view or I'm going to express myself. But when it comes to like the physical attraction, there is none. Like I don't have that. How should I put this? I don't have any type of, other than the biological parts of my body that exist, I don't have any type of sex drive at all. Sex is enjoyable. It can be enjoyable, but for me, it's more along the lines of a necessity by reproduction. Or if it's so important to my partner that this happens, then let's go. But other than that, I'm not really driven towards it. Like, I don't find any sort of desire to start chasing after a woman simply because she has this and this and this. And I'm not really driven towards chasing after a guy because he has a six-pack abs or buttons of steel or whatever. It's more along the lines of I'm connected or driven towards them because of their personality, of their mindset, who they are as a person, the way they talk to me, and so on and so forth. There's no physical attraction at all. I have no physical drive. So it's like, for me, it's more of the more visceral, more emotional, more intrinsic sort of thing. If I get into a relationship with somebody, it's because of the person that they are, not the skin that they're wearing on them.
Thank you.
So basically, you look at sex as like an activity, like say working on cars. Like for me, I get hot and heavy looking at turbos, like, and then I just think about buying a new car, and then I think about souping up a Chevelle or something like that. Whereas nothing amongst cars really gets you going. But say that there's an emotional connection you have to a car, then you're wanting to drive it.
It's
kind of a
exhaust
spread,
is so
right?
fucking hot.
I used to have a 69 Chevelle, no joke.
No shit.
Oh, shit.
I'd fuck that car.
Yeah, my dad ran into a telephone pole at 70 miles an hour.
Oh.
Oh, dear God.
Rebob, did you have an emotive connection to the tree you were apparently fucking at 16?
No, but my stepsister wrapped her arms around one while riding a four-wheeler, so it just brought back a memory.
I was gonna say you made plenty of saplings that day.
Thankfully, no, it wasn't me. She had 2 broken arms and a broken nose, and she hit a 250-year-old oak tree, and they gave it a big hug.
So for those of you that are straight or label yourself as straight, who labels himself as straight? 1, 2, 3. All right. Would you ever, or have you ever? And now this is a personal question. You don't have to answer it. Would you ever? Have you ever experimented?
Well, for me, it was like when I was really young. I had a really kind of traumatic negative experience with someone who had authority over me who was male.
Yeah.
And it kind of, like I said, for a long time, it turned me off the idea of anything at all. And, you know, I wound up losing my virginity to a girlfriend in high school, and that kind of opened the door a little bit. I got married in 2015, and that's opened the door a lot more. But it's like, I haven't really thought about it all that much, because I guess it's something that it kind of got, I don't know, because it's, have I thought about it? It's something that's crossed my mind, but it's also something that it's hard to cross my mind for me to like envision myself that way without bringing up bad memories, I guess. Gotcha. So it makes it kind of hard to, you know, realistically try to visualize or make it would intrigue me, because it's, I feel like even today it's something therapist is dealing with. But
yeah,
it's something that I'm probably not really in a space to be able to do.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Makes sense. Rebob, Linder? Well, Rebob, you kind of hinted towards it.
Hinted towards what?
You
wanted to speak.
Making out with his friend.
You told me that camping says that camping life. Is that true?
Yes, it does, Linder.
Oh, I guess I missed something.
Oh, okay.
No.
Shit, I can do better.
Fucking Linder.
No, for me, I haven't experimented, and I guess if you were to ask me like right now, like, would I? Probably not, but that's just because the way I've always kind of seen it, like if I saw the same sex, same gender, it's in my head, I don't think of making a connection more than what it'll be just being friends or whatever, colleagues or anything like that. Like I guess I can't word it right, but basically it just that the idea just doesn't pop up. So if the idea doesn't pop up, there's no inception, you don't really pursue anything, and you kind of just leave it at that. But when you see, I guess with the opposite sex, there's maybe a level of physical attraction first that spark like, huh, they're kind of good looking, wonder what's going on over there, or like something about their personality that you find attractive or anything like that. It piques an interest. I guess the same gender hasn't done that for me.
Come. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I got a question for you then.
Yeah.
Does the same gender turn you off?
Does the same gender turn me on?
Yeah, okay, so let's picture this scenario. You meet the most stunning hot girl you've ever met, and she's like, darling, I want to go do everything dirty you've ever imagined. There's only one catch. I have to be watching gay porn in the corner on the biggest TV you've ever seen. So,
Wow.
if that would that turn you off? Would you be able to keep it up?
Okay, I thought you said turn on. I was like, so no, it's not a turn off. It wouldn't turn me on. Like I wouldn't watch and be like, oh hey.
Peeping out the
Maybe
corner.
I would watch and be like, oh damn, I wish I was cut like those dudes, but no, it wouldn't turn me off. If that's what she needed to get her warmed up or revved up, that's fine. But I wouldn't have to look at it.
Well, at least you're open to that. Like
Yeah.
most men wouldn't even touch that subject.
Right?
I think, out of all serious, I think the men and guys, you can confirm, the guys that are like hyper straight, like, whoa, bro, did you just like touch me on the shoulder? Like, you can't do that. That's so gay. Like, you know, they're compensating for something. Out of all serious, like,
well, studies have shown, right, that most people that are overcompensating are hiding something they don't want to come to terms with.
Yeah,
but I don't find like any normal person is like ever just like that so scared of, I don't know, unless they're so completely backwards where it's like, oh hey, that homosexual person touched me, now I've got the gay, you know. It's like I don't think that exists like in a normal scenario. I know it maybe somewhere in the deep south or some shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
offense, but a hypersexual male just hasn't been fucked properly, right?
Oh, there you go.
So, Linder, since you said that, I literally live in the Bible Belt of the South. I'm in North. I'm in Mississippi, close to Memphis, Tennessee. I can't think of what direction that is at the moment. But that being said, so again, referring back to my younger years, to the extreme Southern Baptist, no drinking, no cursing, no modifying your body, all these fucking bullshit rules that were beat into our heads as children. And here I am with fucking 10 tattoos. Obviously, I cuss, I smoke, I drink on occasion, I had premarital sex. God damn it, I'm going to hell. I'm a sin, pure sin.
You're gonna burn.
But as a child, literally, they would use that phrase of "Don't let the gay men touch you; it will turn you gay," because they were so uneducated about it.
Is that contagious?
That they passed it on. And I mean, it might have been, but you know, going back to what you asked for, Sel, was there ever any curiosities or experiences or anything? When I was younger, there was always a curious in my mind. Am I bi? Am I straight? Am I gay? What am I at a very young age? Because of this church nonsense. And I haven't been to a Southern Baptist church in over 30 years, if that tells you anything. But growing up and again, the whole broadening of the horizons and getting informed and educated on everything that's out there, I did question myself at some points, you know, what am I? So I just kind of did a self-test by looking at porn and seeing what turned me on and what didn't turn me on. And I assumed if by watching gay or bisexual porn didn't turn me on mentally, emotionally, physically, then it just wasn't meant for me. You know, I certainly have never and do not ever condone that and feel any animosity towards anybody for what their turn-ons are, because I'm not going to yuck anybody else's yum. I'm not. You know, that's just the point of it. But for me, there's never been any experience, but there was an underlying question for a while that I figured out on my own.
Okay, here's a question for all you guys then. Is it culturally or healthy to submit children to the concept of labels at an early?
Ooh.
I would say
it depends on the age. Like, what age range are we talking about?
So let's say 4 to 8.
I would say
explain it as love. I mean, you don't need to put a label on that right now.
Yeah, what I did with my kids, was basically just explain how things work. And then we have friends. I mean, I have friends of every type of sexuality under the sun, including asexual and people that are pansexual, etc. So when they were little, they were like, why do they have 2 mommies? And then we just explain it. Or why do they have 2 dads? Or, you know, whatever the situation is. And then the kids will just be like, okay, cool. And they'll go back to playing the Legos or talking about Dragon Ball Z or running around in a skirt and doing cartwheels. I almost said cart flips.
Cart flips.
But I think the earlier we teach kids within reason, they don't have to know everything. You don't have to give them like the deep dark details of like triple anal penetration or anything like that. I think that the younger we teach the kids, the more accepting it becomes, and how they kind of just process it a lot better. And whatever. So I feel like if you do it right, the younger the better. But obviously, you don't give them the full details of everything.
Exactly.
That's over time that you reveal.
My mom
these things.
simply said they love each other. They love each other as early as I can remember, and then it started to break down as I got older and more understanding to what each kind of thing was, what scenarios were, who loved who, what that's called. But from 4 to 8, I mean, it's just love. That's all you got to explain it as that. They love each other.
Dom, I wanted to clarify your question. Are you saying, is it okay for a parent to label their child and force them to say, okay, you're going to be straight? That's what I interpreted your question.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So, it's certainly a good answer. It's you can have educational institutes, religious institutes, governmental institutes, kind of like, so, even, it's like parental ecosystem. So you may have a gay set of fathers, for example, and they'll be like, driving, a very strong gay narrative, not necessarily saying you must be gay when you grow up, Timmy, but that kind of thing. Is that kind of social a healthy thing?
Here's my opinion on it, and here it's gonna be a little off, but I think that whatever label a parent puts on their kid between that young of an age, between 4 and 8, and say, oh, well, you have to be straight or this or that. Fine, you force them to be straight. Maybe in their head they don't know why that 8-year-old kid likes Johnny instead of Sally or whatever, but come to their teen years or something like that, they're going to start questioning it, and then hopefully by their adulthood they realize, okay, well, I was forced to grow up as straight, but maybe I'm not that. And they're gonna, and even if you don't have a label, even if you don't agree with your label, or even if you do agree with your label, I think all of us as an adult have come to a point where they've kind of learned about themselves, what is important to them, and who they really are in regards to kind of that specific topic. And I think that's just a part of becoming an adult. So regardless of what you got labeled as a kid, I think whether you own up to it, whether you change it, you're going to define yourself as an adult, and it won't matter what you're labeled as a kid. It might be a little traumatic, it might be like a rough upbringing because of it, but I think as an adult it's going to change, and that will define you. What you are as an adult is going to define you. And what we should be doing is what Kevlar said, just promoting tolerance. Like, okay, why does that guy have 2 daddies? Why does that one have 2 mommies? Why does that one have a mommy and daddy that live in different houses? Like, why the fuck does it matter? Like, this whole idea, and this is something that I tell everyone, hate and intolerance is not an innate feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's taught.
Yeah, exactly.
It's taught. No one grows up hating. No one grows up having something. It's a taught feeling of intolerance. So we are doing that to ourselves, and that is the problem. It's like, now I use the example of Deep South, and I don't mean to put any disparagements on the Deep South. I just use that as it's more to turn a phrase, but going into the areas of the world that are very intolerant of anything that's different, maybe that I don't like too kindly of that color or that skin folk there, or it's just their sexual preference. It's intolerance, and we have to kind of get rid of that. And now times are changing, and For Sale, you mentioned something, and Dom, you mentioned something about it, kind of just how times are changing. Shit doesn't move quick. These labels and everything, everyone having a label, it's fucking weird, and we don't know what the fuck is going on, because there's like 90 different labels for a billion different things right now, because we can't keep up with the evolution. But eventually it's going to taper out, and then it's going to become the norm. So right now it's all weird because it's new, but you gotta let it take its course. It's gonna take time. Big changes takes time.
I think, I mean, first of all, I'd like to hear a little bit more from, the ladies in the room. But just real quick, as a parent, for me, with my daughter, it was real simple. Just be human. And I think that's like, I know that sounds really weird, Doc, but I mean, and hopefully that kind of sort of like summarizes things and packages things in a weird way. But for me, the most important thing that a child can learn is to just be themselves. They're going through from like ages 4 to 8 or whatever in this age, like this moment of discovery. They're starting to learn how to do things on their own. They're starting to become a little bit less dependent on their parental units, or their authority figures. And yeah, we are guiding them and shaping them to do, hey, go do this. This is wrong. Don't touch the stove. Lift the seat up before you go pee. Things like that. But when it comes to their sexuality or identity, just be human and treat each other like a human being. And it's okay that Frank and Dave are Gina's parents, and it's okay that Sally and Sue are Bobby's parents. It's perfectly fine. They're just being human. They're just friends. They just love each other, and that's how it goes. And if you teach them to be human and accept themselves as being human and accept everybody else as being human, then when the labels start to come in and so on and so forth, the first thing that they're going to state when they identify as human first. And I think that's what we've kind of sort of stepped so far away from, is that we've stepped so far away from being human, even during like the Dark Ages, the medieval ages, the age of the 50s, the 1950s. So many people in the closet back then. And like now we're opening up with all these different labels and identities and genders and so on and so forth. But we're forgetting what it is to be just human, to just exist in this space. And I think that's one of the most primary things that we actually need to teach our kids. Not so much, not just tolerance, but tolerance and acceptance as a human being accepts another human being. Hopefully, maybe.
Yep.
I absolutely agree with you, Sin. I have 4 daughters ranging from the age of 1.5 to 22. And the only thing I've ever taught them is just pure love. And my oldest came to me one day, late teens, was like, Dad, I think I have feelings for another girl. And I didn't bat an eye. I was like, explore it. If it makes you happy, explore it. I don't love you any less. I love you just as much today as I did yesterday, and as I will tomorrow. It grows. Whatever makes you happy makes you happy, and there's nobody in the world that can tell you any fucking different.
Number one dad alert.
Yeah, that hit a spot with me because my 11-year-old actually just came out to me the other day crying. She ran up to me crying, and she's like, "Is it okay for me to like girls and boys?" Because I guess there were the other girls in the class that were just really toxic. Because I mean, we live in
my
Ohio,
heart.
Dude, she was bawling her eyes out. I just wanted to go to the school and like beat the shit out of their parents.
Hell yeah, dude.
But
oh my God,
I told her the same thing that Bob said. I love you just as much. It doesn't matter who you're attracted to. Just be you. And if it changes later that you change your mind, that's totally cool too. And that's what kids need to have, is it doesn't matter what your label that you're picking at the time, or whether you even want to deal with labels. You love them for them, and you teach them to love others for that too, and just evolve as a person. Because like at the end of the day, we all die, right? I mean, some of us will. Maybe some of us will be cyborgs. We never know.
Me.
Not me. I'm a Hindu.
I'm a robot already.
Sweet.
Can't kill a Hindu.
This is true. But I would say, like, just to reiterate, teach people around you, not just your children, but try to teach others that like it's okay if you're not like me or I'm not like you. Just be you, etc. I don't know.
My only comment, I just have a quick comment on what you said, Rio. Like, that's cool. Totally. That's such a great thing to tell your kid. But so I guess I look at stuff a little bit differently. Just kind of being in medicine, I have to deal in a situation where I hear a lot of different opinions for a lot of different people about like the care of a single person, when really my job is only to really care about that one person, right? Like I care about my patient. I don't care what the patient's son says. I don't care what the wife says. I don't care what, my superiors say about how to do it. I only care what the patient says. So I've kind of gotten this idea, like I've started really thinking about that person that is standing right there that has that problem. And for us, it's cool to say like, hey, go and explore that. But I think for a kid, that's a dangerous spot.
It is.
And it's going to set it up because there's so many fucking assholes out there that are going to be so not understanding of that. And let's say your daughter is pursuing it, as you say, and the family of whoever she's trying to pursue at such a young age, like, I don't know. It's the potential for a bad situation.
Oh, no,
I'm not saying like she shouldn't do that. It's just like maybe proceed with caution type of thing.
Oh, no, definitely. Like, I don't want her to be interested in relationships at all. Like, I told her, I told her straight up, I was like, you need to worry about your school. You worry about your school and practicing your instrument and folding laundry when you get in trouble. And that's what we're focusing on. We're not focusing on relationships. You have your entire life to do that. And I think that, like, I was a very sexual person from very young, and I focused too much of my time on relationships. Like, I remember my first girlfriend was like 3rd grade or something, and I just constantly had girlfriends all the time, and it was like, I shouldn't have focused on that. I should have focused on me as a person, and I think I got into it, and things got complicated, and like you said, it gets into this hemisphere of, do you really want to venture into that and the complications that come in that with that hand in hand? So I agree. I think you're right.
Here's a question.
Babies shouldn't be making babies. That's just wrong.
Exactly.
I have
Get
a
the fuck
question
out of my
for you,
house, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want.
I have a question for you, Ryu. Since you said that she basically came to you and said that she believes that she is bi, how do you and your wife plan to address the, for lack of a better word, history, and like how much more open society is now versus back then, or like anything in that regard, or like when she's older, not now?
Basically how I address things with children is let them be children, and if they do have a question, I will answer it, but I won't bring the topic up. Like, I'll only address what I need to address at the time, and they know that they can always come to me with any question they want, even if it's like, what does LMFAO stand for? Even though that's minor, right? I don't delve into, I don't make more problems for myself than I need to make.
So if she came to you and went, Dad, it feels so difficult now, was it always this hard back then? And then you would respond to it? Or
I mean, she's 11. She doesn't
yeah.
even, she thought that we didn't have color TVs. She thought that was a new thing. I was like, Jesus, how old do you think I am?
Oh, wow, that's crazy, right?
I was wondering, like, how do you guys have any plans to like address it? Because I know that something I've heard from a lot of my friends who are starting to raise kids or who are younger and LGBT themselves is that, especially when they interact with older members of the community, is that there's been this, I guess, I don't want to say trend, this tendency with the younger generations to not know how far the movement has come and how much more accepting it is now, but how much.
That's something that, like, should be later. Like she's 11.
I get that. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It's like when she's like a fair a bit later. Like, do you guys have any plans, or is that like, I'm not even going to worry about it now? That's
no.
years.
When you're a parent, you'll understand. You address what you do when you do, and then you move on. Like, I have other shit to worry about.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not to sound like you don't care what their opinion is on it, but if a kid really has, especially if you live in like a more expressive household, which, I mean, my children are very outspoken. They're half Puerto Rican, half Viking, so they don't shut up ever. They'll come to me with a question if they really need it and they feel like they really want it answered, and I'm always open to it. But you kind of just take it as is, and when we get there, we get there. it's kind of like when you're driving. You don't worry about Wisconsin when you're in New York. Like you worry about Wisconsin when you're in Wisconsin, in navigating through that state. It's a horrible metaphor, but
No, I agree. That's fair. That's something I've always wondered as, you know, our generation starts becoming parents and LGBT becomes more open and more accepting and more exploring, like how do people address the history aspect and the acceptance aspect and how far would they've come and how far there is to go and all that kind of like, because I'm an ally, but I'm not a member, and so my perspective is not firsthand of that community, and so it's always something I'm curious on.
I mean, it's like any historical element, and we study history to learn the mistakes so we don't repeat them. But you know, if a child's coming to you and going, "Hey, I love all my gay friends," you're not going to go, "Well, I just want to remind you, we were all bastards 30 years ago." So
right.
Don't you dare do that again.
In 1876, this happened, and going through a whole history lesson now.
And yeah, even at the same time, even as like we're speaking right now, there are countries in this world right now that if you were to come out of the closet as a child or a teenager or adolescent, they would kill you, or or they would do worse. They would, I mean, yeah, there are worse things than killing someone. There's torture. There was ostracization, so on and so forth, putting you in front of it and putting you out in public and flogging you and shit like that. It's horrifying. Like some like in the Eastern country, like the Indian countries and the Asian countries and so on and so forth. If you were to come out of the closet at that point, they would sit there, and that's against their religion. It's against their culture. It's everything against it. And even as we speak, there are certain countries that have actually been burning women at the stake because of their choices in life, or their lack of a choice in life. If they come out and they identify as lesbian or asexual or bisexual, or if they come out and not be, and they choose not to go to a certain religion, they're set on fire. And yeah, that's a smacks clearly of the burning of the Inquisition and the burning times back then, like the, you know, in the earlier years of humanity. But at the same time, it's still happening. And how do we get past that?
So how do we get past what?
I think that'll take time as a global level to address.
Can I comment on one thing?
Yeah,
Sure.
Go for it.
A little bit of a tangent, but it's something just quickly on the topic of children, and you guys can completely disagree with me, but what's been happening, at least in terms of kind of the pop psych world, if anyone follows it, the non-straight movement, if you want, I don't know, lack of better terms, the whole idea of people identifying themselves as something other than straight at such a young age, and its acceptance is getting a lot bigger, to the point where children are seeing it as part of a fad. And I'm not saying everyone, but there are a lot of situation and cases. It's like, oh, look, well, all of my friends say that they're gay. I want to be gay too.
Yeah, no.
And like that is an actual thing. So, and it's becoming a problem because it's the same. It's the same as you telling your child, no, you are straight. You must be born straight. You are a boy. Therefore, you must stick your pickle in a jar. You know it.
Whoa.
It's like the same thing. If the kid thinks, well, all of my friends are gay, I want to be gay, so now I am gay, and I will do gay things because that is what I want to be. But at some point, for lack of better terms, they'll grow out of it, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
And I think, as I'm not a parent, so I don't know, but the parents out there, if they're ever in a situation with their kids, like, you really need to kind of understand and sit them down and talk to them, and not condemn them for making that choice, but really kind of dive into to see, is that something that they actually mean, or is it part of the fad? Because, you know, I mean, I was a kid, everyone was buying these I don't know, fucking Pokemon cards. I don't know what the fuck a Pokemon was, but my neighbor, who was also in my class, was talking about Pokemon. So then I was like, oh shit, Pokemon must be cool. And then I started fucking watching Pokemon and buying the fucking video games and all the cards and shit. And like, I mean, I ended up actually enjoying it, but like the point was like it started because it was a fad, you know.
Mhm.
I was gonna say
I think it'll level out eventually. Like I do agree with that kids are seeing it like maybe like in LGBT families, like if someone comes out as LGBT, then they get praised for it, and they also see their
a
the
false
people
sense
that
of,
are
like,
friends with.
acceptance.
Well, like them getting praised. Like children want to be praised no matter
Yeah.
what. Like that's their thing. Like they love praise.
So they get a false equivalence of it.
Well,
with
they
doing
just
well.
like he said, it becomes a fad, and I think eventually over time it'll level out. But I have seen that where kids are like, "Hey, I'm this because so and so is," and the Pokemon reference was perfect. I didn't even know how to fucking play the game. I had the cards, and I had no idea what the cards did at all. I just had 3 Charizards, and I was stoked about it.
I was gonna say, like, I remember reading some, I don't want to say studies, but like some insights and studies, because a couple of years ago, I don't remember his name, but there was a young boy who blew up social media because he was pursuing being a drag queen, I believe, and I don't remember his name. I want to say he was based in New York.
I remember.
Yeah, and there were a lot of people, you know, on both sides saying he's too young, he's the right age, it's his choice, he doesn't know better. And there were a lot of people going, we don't really know, is this something he is serious about and dedicated? Does he just see it as a thing that people are praising him for?
You just let it handle itself. That's the
and
biggest thing.
I think Linder has I don't want to say a point, but a perspective there, though, that I do think, as accepting as we are, it still behooves us that we should definitely look into this to make sure that children are doing it for the right reasons, not because it's a fad, but because it is them. It is what they want.
Yeah, I wasn't really trying to make a point. More of it was just something to keep in make it like just a thing. Maybe go, huh?
Huh.
You know, just like something to say, think about while you're taking
That
it.
brings up a question. That brings up a question I have, especially for females or those who identify as female. When they, because see, guys, so far we've been talking about this, and the thing is that we're kind of sort of, how should I put this? We're not biologically equipped to, I guess, understand this part. But when a woman comes out, it's even harder than a guy. Do you agree with this? Ladies, do you agree with this? When a woman comes out, is it even harder than when a guy comes out?
I would say it depends on society and region, personally, from that perspective.
Probably a matter of
Like,
life situation.
Absolutely not. You look at male gender kind of bias, like you've got lad culture, and more importantly, we've got fucking loaded with testosterone. It's like we are absolutely awful as males of accepting anything differential than the social norms.
Yeah.
And especially in terms of gender and sexuality.
I had a pretty unique experience coming out to my Pokemon community this last week. If you guys haven't seen all over Twitter.
I don't think I have. Is this
go ahead.
referring to that announcement or the notification bug from last week? Or
that was fun.
Which notification bug?
The app that popped up while you were doing the.
I'm not sure. Oh, no, it's not. It has not to do, does not have to do with that. I did one of the memes where you do like your Facebook photo, your Twitter photo, or your Instagram, your LinkedIn, and your Tinder photo.
Oh yeah.
My Facebook photo has a rainbow and says "Love is love." I'm demisexual, so I have pride, but I'm not like loud about it either. Like I don't go around telling everybody. And Pokemon Go is a very social game, so you go and you meet people in person and you raid together and you do tournaments and PvP together. So I've met a lot of people who didn't really know, they don't really know like what my deal is. All they know is that I seem to be a little bit abrasive and kind of I don't know, stressed out in large groups of people, and it definitely has to do with me being demisexual. I have a lot of anxiety surrounding being hit on in public, especially in large groups of strangers. So like I don't go out to the bar. I don't like flirt with strangers and then take them home and like sleep with them. I have to like know somebody and like get to know them. And it like gender isn't like important to me, so it can be male or female. But it's still like I have to have some kind of rapport with whoever I'm talking to, and a kind of like a base level of like how they'll treat me as a human. And like Noct, that comes from having been through some shitty situations in the past. However, when I came out to my Pokemon Go community, really for the first time, anywhere where they could actually see it, there were two sides of responses for me. One side of responses was like just like a whole bunch of support, lots of encouragement, and then the other side was trolls. I had some trolls come at me, calling bullshit and saying all kinds of mean and hurtful and hateful things. And these are people that I've met in person as well. So, yeah.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
I mean, on one hand, I never would have known how many people were encouraging or like supportive. But I mean, on the other hand, it's like this guy and the way that he responded in particular, and anybody who agrees with him is exactly the reason why I had anxiety around sharing that with people publicly.
Right.
So.
And this is the reason why I posed this question before I know, because like regulars are always like, oh yeah, it's absolutely harder for a guy to come out. I totally get that because of the stereotypes. I totally do. My question actually came about especially because of my daughter. Because she had an actual experience that angered her to the point where she now identifies as a toaster. She had been under a lot of peer pressure from her fellow high school students because there was one guy that was interested in her, and she was not interested in men at all. She started leaning more towards this young woman that she wanted to be around a lot more often, but she was constantly being placed under the pressure of being into this guy. The moment she started saying that she wasn't into him at all, she started getting this thing. Well, almost. Wow, you must be lesbian. That's got to be hot. And this was coming from guys. This was coming from guys. Obviously, they're prepubescent. They really didn't know what the hell they were thinking. They were thinking with the wrong brain, whatever. But while it is difficult for guys to come out more, I think in a way, and this, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it a little bit more harmful for when a woman comes out because of the way men need to learn how to change the way they think, particularly hypersexual straight men, and the way they view the concept of lesbians or bisexual women, and the way that they actually go about the way of demoralizing that concept. That I think that it's harder for women to come out and be accepted as being out by men.
Do you think it might be a reasonable way to maybe frame that as saying that, like, it might be more dangerous for men, but it's more mentally daunting for women? Or do you think that's not quite doing a job?
I would say so. I mean,
I think it's threatening. I think a woman who is confident in her sexuality to the modern day entitled white male is threatening. And I think that's why we get negative responses.
I mean, I think both parties is, an equally unpleasant kind of thing, but I'm still going to hold fast on the male thing. You've got, look at the two things. You've got men, mental health problems. It is being documented that we do not talk about our problems. It's still kind of an unknown how much kind of depression and the various issues that affect our life is a big issue. And then, as you say, you've got the man culture. It's just like, I just feel that we kind of rip guys such a new one.
For a lot of guys, they only have for a lot of them only hyper straight male friends, so coming out to people like that isn't very easy. In I see way more women with accepting friends than males usually.
I agree with you 100%, and it really it kind of depends on the upbringing of the male or female in question. and it depends on what their really what their mental health state is, because in some instances it can be easier for male or woman to come out, but unfortunately in most cases it's tough on either sex, because it's either desensitized, uninformed bigotry, or it's the unfortunate opposite sex over sexualizing something that's not meant to be over sexualized.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So when I came out, I was young. I came out in middle school, I believe my 8th grade year, so I was like 14 at the time. And the first person I told was somebody at school, and that person in school told everybody else. And I either had people not wanting to be around me, girls not wanting to be around me, or guys who just wanted to overly sexualize me and think that it was hot as hell. And then I told my mom, and my mom would ask me every day, "Are you still bi?" And this was before I came out as pan. And yeah, and it's still like years later, my mom still asks me every couple of years, "Are you still bi?" I haven't told her I'm pan yet, so yeah. I got ridiculed from my family for it, so.
As a parent, that breaks my fucking heart, because my daughter was 17 when she was having curiosities, and I literally told her, like I said, if you want to experience it, go experience it. Be safe, be cautious. I'm a phone call away, et cetera, et cetera. I made sure she had the fundamentals and the background she needed and the information that I could provide, and then lists of people and sources that she could go and educate herself as well. But as for my younger children, my 1.5-year-old and my 4-year-old, the only thing I teach them is love. I don't teach them color. I don't teach them creed, religion. What they decide on that is what they decide on that, within safe boundaries, obviously. But I do not teach them hate, and I do not teach them to think any less of anybody, no matter their situation of what's going on, because there are all walks of life and all sexualities and all geographic locations, all monetizing locations or monetary locations. It doesn't fucking matter where you are, where you're from. What you feel is what you feel at the end of the day. And if some prick can't take that, fuck out of here.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
My daughter will be 10 months in a couple of days, and like I'm just thinking, about your guys' stories and just expecting that to come my direction. And
It's about to be a wild ride.
I know, right? But for me, especially, like I'm excited for that, because I like every time she learns something or does something new, I'm just like, I can't wait to see you grow and be an adult and find out what you're interested in, and I'm like thinking down the road, like find out who you're gonna love and the people you're gonna hold close to you. Like that's so cool for me. Like I think I want to be the most accepting father as well. Like what you guys have said has truly inspired me.
Okay, here's a question for you guys. So let's take the scenario that you've got one child, all your family's dead around you. It's very grim situations. It's the last line of your lineage, and it's your son or your daughter, and they've come to you and say, "Dad, I'm gay. I'm going to happily marry down." And suddenly you realise that's the end of your lineage. So what about those parents who just fear for the fact? Because at the end of the day, our nature to breed is because we want to spawn more offspring. What about those kind of those parents?
I mean, I get it, because you want to carry, I don't know, some people are like, I just want to carry all my bloodline. I'm going to carry all my family name. I get that side of it, but at the same time, you can't put that on your fucking kids to be like,
that's your thing, not theirs.
One.
You are the chosen one. You carry my name forth.
God damn it, Anakin.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so Poison, I think I can answer this question. The scenario you just described, that's my family.
Oh God.
I'm being serious.
Oh
My daughter and I are the last surviving members of my family. Every member of my family has died. My mother, my father, grandparents, all my aunts, all my uncles, they've all died of all the things. My daughter is the last surviving member of my family. And she is coming out as being ace. And she wants to eventually have a family, but she doesn't want to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend just per se right now. She wants to focus on having a future first before she decides to settle down and make a decision as to what she wants to do. But currently, at the present time, she's ace. Does it bother me that my lineage or my heritage is going to go away because of that? Fuck no. She is going to live. I am proud of the fact that she's able to live her life as a human being and just do what she wants to do. If she does and exists in the world for herself and she is happy and she is in her own right and own way successful at doing whatever the fuck it is, I don't care if it's rolling spaghetti for a living. If that's what she wants to
Right,
do,
I
and she's
also love spaghetti.
like if she wants to, that's what she wants to do for the rest of her life, and that brings her happiness and joy, then you know what, my lineage is taken care of, it's successful. I don't give a damn whether she wants to progenerate more sins of Anubis out there. God help you, whatever will you people do if that happens. But I would much rather her be happy. And if she's successful in happiness in her happiness and successful in her life, then I don't give a flying fuck what happens to the rest of my generation, to my future generations of people in my family. We're it.
Understandable.
Let's take this. Let's take this one step further. Then, so parents in the chat room. So you all, the more heterosexual, kind of bisexual parents who've got kids. You all know that magical feeling. A spawn has come into your life. It's like you can't explain it to someone who doesn't have kids, and your child is basically saying, "I'm not going to have that experience." Do you feel that you should at least, it should be their option to make that up, even though they're not experiencing it? Because, right, we say we're all talking about, oh, how do you know if you're bisexual if you've never tried it?
Right.
Nope.
An answer for that from me as again a parent of 4 daughters is just going back to the love thing. I don't give a shit. I'm the only son of my biological mother, biological father. I have had 4 daughters. My oldest daughter has given me 3 grandbabies. 2 of them are twins.
Okay,
I was born 2 weeks ago, so yay for that. If each of my girls comes up to me right now and says, "Dad, I don't want any kids," I don't want to have children naturally. I don't want to adopt. Your bloodline ends with us. Okay, cool. I love you. I don't fucking care. I've lived my life. My parents lived their life. Their parents lived their life, and so on and so forth. If my last name dies with my 4 girls, I'm fine with that.
See, I'm conflicting on that because I'm the only son left to have a son to carry on the name. And I have a daughter now, which is awesome. But I do want to try to have a son to kind of carry on the family lineage because I'm not like too prideful of my family dynasty. So I think, I'd like to try to start it fresh from this point moving forward. That's always kind of been an idea in my head. But if it comes out and I only have 4 girls, then so be it. I mean, I just learned from Kobe that that's the proudest dad you'll ever see of 4 daughters. So, I respected that when I heard that. And I was like, you know what? If it doesn't happen, it's fine. But I would like to have a son just for that instance because I want to start a whole new dynasty.
What was the topic? Sorry, I had to talk to a roommate.
Whether or not we care if our name gets carried on, like our last name. Or whatever.
I'm still personally undecided on if I want kids myself, just because of a host of like medical stuff that like, do I want to potentially pass some of that shit on to them or not?
That's responsible.
And also, realistically, do I feel that I would make a good parent? And I know that part of that is illogical because growing up, I did not have the best father. An excuse for fathers, more to us. And my mom tried her hardest, but she was a single mom with one kid who was 9.5 years older than the other one, and I was, the youngest of 2. So I was the young one. I was the baby. And there are other men in my grade of family among my mom's siblings who can carry on. Are there? There might be like one who can carry on the Coleman name. I don't care about my last name.
Whoa, real names. Whoa.
You'd be surprised how many people don't
do stock in those coolers.
Yeah. See, you're the second person who's ever made that joke. Most people, I go camping company, like, huh? But most of the kids are they either have a different name or they're women, and so they wouldn't carry on the name. And so I'm conflicted because on one hand,
though.
They could,
Yeah,
but most of them didn't choose that name. They chose their father's name or their mom's name that was the other family. So would I want to? Maybe, but I'm still, it's something I've wrestled with a long time, and I'm 26 now, and I'm guessing I'm probably going to be wrestling with that for, who knows, maybe another 10, 15 years. Things might change, it might not. I think, personally, I would have to meet the right person who I genuinely feel would be a good partner to raise a kid with, and who would make me want to be, maybe that's not the word, they would drive me to make sure I was the best version of myself. For
Make you be a better man, a better dad.
Yeah. I don't want to rush into a situation like that and then find out it was with the wrong partner, or I find out I don't have the drive. If I'm gonna go for that, I want it to be with someone who makes me want to be better for them, for myself, and for any hypothetical little kids along the way.
I was gonna say real quick. Oh, what the?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick. Like my wife is an example of somebody who, like, my last name's Brown. Like nobody wants that last name. her last name's Hackman. It's way cooler. She just kept her last name, and she has no plans of taking my name. And our kids will probably have her last name because it's cooler. Like,
hell yeah.
I don't know. I have no qualms with like Brown not being a thing, because it's not like it's like unique or common, or like I have any kind of like family legacy or anything like significant. Like, I don't know. It's standard.
I was thinking more for myself. I was thinking of like the as if it wasn't obvious, the family lineage, the genetic, I guess you could say, side of things. I wasn't even considering the last name bit, but because there are the extended family that have the last name, I was thinking more like, do I want my mom and my grandfather's line to end on my branch with me or not? I don't know if my brother will have kids, so it's something I've definitely wrestled with. I didn't even think about the name aspect like you said. I liked my last name though. You know, it's basic bitch, and a lot of people have it, but it's still, it's mine.
Come. So, broaching into basically kind of along the same topic that you were just discussing. Do you have kids? Do you want kids? How many do you want? And what's kept you from having kids up to this point if you don't have them?
Well, I guess I already answered that for myself. So
Yeah.
I don't have kids.
Come.
Do I want kids? That's up to like whether I'm readily available and the partner I'm with is readily available to do so as well. I feel like currently right now, me and my husband have a lot to work on ourselves.
Okay.
And it's to the point where it's like, I want to wait a few years. So that's my thing. I just feel like I need to be better stably, mentally, and financially before any of that is thought about.
Understandable.
Yeah. And if I do have a kid, I would probably only want one or two. And if I chose two, it would have to be a boy and a girl. Like, I wouldn't want two boys and two girls. I don't know. I just want one of each.
Yeah.
Could I ask an addendum to this question real quick, just for something additional for people to answer?
No, you're not allowed.
How dare you? Because I know I'm not the only one, but I'm curious, is there anyone here whose parents haven't nagged them for grandkids?
I mean, I'm pretty sure literally everybody's parents have like questioned them if they haven't had kids already. Like,
well, my mom started nagging. She's like, "You're gonna give me grandkids."
You better
Mine
get
haven't.
grandkids, man. That's all she wants in life.
Mine haven't. They told me to get married first, so you know.
I'm a little
My
scared.
family has not nagged me for children, and it's probably because they've had a very bad history with trying to tell me what I should or shouldn't do.
like, don't do this. And like next Christmas, guess what, Mom? I'm doing that.
Yeah.
My
You
family
should ride a motorcycle. Boom.
Yeah. Here comes the booty hole tattoo.
Oh my god.
My family's kind of the same way. They're a very close-knit, tight group. I'm from the South. I'm from Virginia, below the Mason-Dixon line. So it's kind of Southern. My whole family was more like, they talk amongst each other. So my whole Christmas vacation was them nagging me about kids. And it stressed me out to the point where like I had major, I was shutting down. Like the whole Christmas trip, I was like, I cannot deal with this. I just want to go home. Like,
my in-laws have been fierce for years about children. My parents not necessarily like as much, because they know it comes from the other side. They want to be the side that's like no pressure or anything, but like the other side are the one, her parents are the ones that are pressuring you guys, right? Because I know my mom wants kids, but or my mom wants grandkids, but my in-laws, my wife's parents are very, very fierce about wanting grandkids, or at least they were until October when my brother-in-law had the first grandbaby, and now they just want to spend time with that grandbaby, and it's all good. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Nice.
Watching your parents interact with your kids is a incredible thing. You know, I feel like it's single-handedly turned my dad into like the happiest person ever.
Yeah, same. Like my mom is devout Catholic, so when she got divorced after being married to my abusive father for like 20 years, she's still single. Like I tell her like, yo, go get some nerdy, because she works in the medical field. She actually helps write Epic, which is a big program that they use for medical data and shit. So she meets like cute looking nerdy doctors or cute looking nerdy nurses, and I'm like, yo, get laid, please
Get
get
smashed.
laid. Go get smashed, mom. But I think us having kids really helped her depression a lot, because
100%.
She has something to focus on.
Yeah, exactly. And she moved back to where I live, and I just send them over there like, take them, please. My sanity is leaving my soul that I don't have. And I think that it's I agree that children can bring happiness to everyone, but I think the pressure that people put on people to procreate or have children can be really toxic. And I've seen that with a lot of my friends that get pressured, and I'm like, don't do it, dude. It, one, costs lots of money. Two, you pull your hair out. I love my children. I wouldn't trade my daughters for anything. And I even had twins, so like being the stay-at-home dad, changing like diapers between 3 little girls on like the hour, like every 2 hours was insane for me.
No.
But dude, more power to you and Reba. I mean, for real. That's I'm changing diapers like right now. I mean, oh my god.
I'm so glad I'm
It
over
smells
the
so
diaper phase. But yeah, I think that's another thing with society should be addressed, is the pressure to have children can be super toxic.
I'm thankful my mom, she does the pressuring, but she does it as a joke. She always makes sure to follow up, like she does, and I know it doesn't like
She
really
puts a
bother
forehead
me.
after, right?
Yeah, no, she basically just like, I'm kidding. If you do it before you're financially stable, I'll kill you. Like she will literally just straight up say that to me in the middle. Like it's like, hey, you're over for Christmas. Thanks for coming to see me and Grandma. Where are my grandkids? I'm just kidding. If you have them before you're ready, I'm gonna kill you. It's like, oh, okay.
My mom was actually quite weird. She's full blood Scottish. She was like, you numpty bastard. She says, I hope your children grow up to be just like you. And then, like, she would wish all of these, she would curse me and wish all the worst possible things if I ever decided to procreate. And then she'd turn around, and once my daughter was born, this is the greatest thing in the entire
All
universe.
right.
That's what my mom did too.
She would sit there and shower thousands of dollars in gifts and prizes and so on and so forth. Apparently, everything that I was doing was horribly wrong. She had to do it right. Grandma knows best. Grandma knows everything. Grandma, you better give your child this. You better get everything. Like we would shower Ellie with every possible little gift, and my mom ended up turning out to be a godsend because of the fact that we didn't have another maternal figure. Mom wasn't around. Her mother wasn't around, no longer with us. So my mom ended up picking up the mantle and taking the role of that. And it was weird because when I was out on duty going and fighting fire and working on the ambulance, she would be home raising my daughter. I would come home after 13 hours, exhausted, dirty, whatever, clean up before I walk to the house, take care of my mom, take care of my daughter, and then go from there. But then after a while, she was like, you know what? No, you're taking care of her. This is your responsibility. You take care of her. And that's the thing that she kept stressing me. Like, this is you made this. You have to respond. You have to take care of this. And I was right on it. But the entire time, she kept saying it over and over again. I hope to hell she grows up just like you. And I'm regretting it every single day because she has grown up to be just like me. But I'm proud of that. I'm actually proud of that. I'm proud that she's decided to be independent and strong like she is, because if it wasn't for how my mom raised her and how I raised her and how like we allowed her to keep an open mind and just be a kid and grow up and enjoy herself, then she wouldn't be the person that she is now. and I thank my mom below or above or wherever she's at for what she did every single day.
Damn.
Oh shit. So Rebob fucking redeem points, so I have to use a voice changer for 5
I was
minutes.
wondering. I was like, did he step
Hello,
on a pedal
alien.
or something?
Yeah, fucking.
Hello, alien.
Absolutely welcome.
Do you have a butt probe for me for today?
So there's interactive channel points now, so they can redeem stuff. So I have to use voice changers or mute one of the panelists, that type of stuff. So Rebob redeemed that one. Topher redeemed Moan for me. And you see what's my name, Daddy? You son of a bitch. Ah, Thirsty Topher. Ah. There you go. That's all you get.
I need an adult.
Yeah, me too.
I need to buy a ticket.
All
I
right.
need to change my panties. I'll be right back.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yo,
So-
Speaking of the redemptions, what was that like nasty question thing or whatever someone redeemed a while back?
That let's see, it's 8:32, probably closer to like 9:30. We'll go through like a nasty thing or two. So
I'm
basically it's a card game that you can buy and like play with your friends when you have them over, but you pull a topic, so like things that men do totally differently than women, and everybody has to list something out. You come up with whatever you want. It can be funny, perverted, it can be just honest, like whatever you want it to be. You DM it to me, and then we go around the panel and you guess who said what.
Oh no.
Yeah. So you get points on how many answers you get right, or how many guesses you got correct.
It's like Fibbage After Dark or some shit, or Two Truths and a Lie After.
Yeah, kind of. So the question was, do you have kids? No, I do not. Do you want kids? Yes, I do. How many do you want? 2, a boy and the girl. And then what has kept you from having kids? I have shit I want to do. I like, before I settle down, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have a home life with children and 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Like, I want to go to Burning Man. I want to go to travel Europe for a couple weeks. Like, I have shit I want to do, and I'm not trying to do that when I'm 65 years old. Like, I would rather be
kind of like young adult.
yeah, like I would rather be stuck at home with the grandkids at 65 than fucking going to Burning Man at 65. You know what I mean? Like, I have shit, I have plans, I have goals.
Well, Burning Man's more than one day, and at 65, I don't know if I can do more than one.
Right?
Nah, dude. Just
Coward.
pop a Red Bull and get your glow sticks out.
Rally up.
Rookie numbers.
Those are rookie numbers. Pump them.
So, who has not answered the kid question? Do you want kids? Do you have kids?
So I do not have kids. I want kids eventually. I very much like you though have shit that I want to do.
Right?
My wife and I were literally we're long distance for the entirety of our relationship until we got married. So like we just want to spend time together and go out and do things together and be a couple together before we all of a sudden introduce kids, because like living in the like we'd see each other on the weekends until 2015, and then we got married and we're almost 5 years in, thankfully, but the idea of kids still isn't really there because there's still stuff on our like couple bucket list, quote unquote, that we want to do before having kids, like go to Europe and go out and go on a cruise. I don't know, just travel.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Hear it, Miss Mystic.
So I want kids. I do not have kids. I want to have like a family where like it's two parents, a two-parent situation, and the family is grows together and everything. I don't want to have children by myself, and that's been the biggest thing that has kept me from having children up to this point, because I haven't found anyone who is interested in sticking around for a family.
That's good. So, how many kids do you want?
I would say 2 or 3 is what I would feel comfortable with.
Girls, boys, what?
Doesn't matter.
No.
Hell yeah.
I remember a friend who insisted she was going to have like X number of boys and girls, and it was gonna happen. I was like, you can't predict that.
It doesn't work
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
really.
Trust me. I tried multiple positions.
I'm gonna
It
have
doesn't
2
change
girls and
anything.
4 boys. That's what's gonna happen. That it doesn't work.
I
It's
have
gonna
all
happen.
girls.
I heard you
and
have to do like anti-gravity shit.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
you
know.
do.
Make a boy
I don't
happen,
understand
right?
why that matters so much. I don't get it. Like,
It didn't matter to me, but like,
I just want kids.
right. It didn't matter to me, but I was doomed to have girls. Like, and I love it every day. But it's just how my family works. It's all
Except for
boys,
that when they
all
outnumber
girls,
you.
all boys. Just it's just how
Really?
it goes. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
So
That's
like on my
crazy.
mom's side, it's literally a wave of my generation was all boys,
Oh,
and then her generation was like even my aunt. So I have like 8 aunts,
Jeez.
and most of them are on my mom's side, and yeah, it comes in waves. So I was not doomed to have girls, but I was destined to have all girls.
Twins typically run back to
Doomed.
back in my family, and I was a twin, so I'm really hoping
It doesn't work like that.
batches could be a twin. We've
It
had
has
back
to-
to back though.
It has to be on your mom's side, on the maternal side for twins.
Oh, so
I claim it all the time. I'm like, dude, I hit a critical and I got 2 for 1.
It was a high crit.
It's a super high crit.
DM asked me to roll 20 for to ask me to roll for a kid, and I rolled a 20. So hey, twofer.
I'm just
Yeah, I got
hoping on my next
2 for
go,
1.
the RNG gods will just bless me.
Yeah.
Apparently, I got lucky and rolled 4 natural 20s in a row.
Yeah, there you go.
Play the
Jesus.
lottery, man.
The D&D references are making me hard. Be right back.
420. So does that mean
Right.
8 kids?
God, I gotta change my shirt. My
Wait, is that
nipples
so?
are
So you
lactating.
saying 8 kids, Bob? I'm confused by the math.
Saying all 4 of his kids are perfect.
Ah,
Perfect 20.
that's cheating. So you're not allowed to have perfect stats on a new character.
Oh,
OP.
would that be a nat 20 or a dirty 20, depending on what you did?
Right. Does it matter though? Does it? A 20 is a
Bob,
20.
did you stack your dice? You be honest with us. Did you stack your dice?
Yahtzee.
Maybe. At a young age, I mean, my first daughter was born when I was 20. So at a young age, you know, it was the stigma of the past of my stepfather and of course his father before him, of my biological father and his father before him. You know, oh, you got to have a son, you got to have a son, you got to have a son. So when my first daughter was born, I didn't give a shit of the gender at all.
Daughter
I was just
because
like,
fuck
I have a
you.
kid. I'm a dad. And then I was like, sure, I'm cool. The third, I have 3 girls. Did my something wrong with me? And then my 4th daughter was an absolute surprise. And it's weird because I was to the point where I was done having kids at 3. And then my wife and I, we had a happy little accident. And our 4th daughter was born, or my 4th daughter, her second. And the bond that I have with my 4th daughter is the most terrific thing I have ever felt, and the most heartwarming thing, because it's stronger than any bond that I have with any, and I love all my children. They all love me, and they're all great. But there's something about this 1.5-year-old child that I've never had before, and I will tell you right now, I wouldn't change a goddamn thing about it. Not one fucking thing.
No. So, anyone else for the kid question before we move on to the next topic?
I'll throw in my light-hearted anti-opinion on this. I
Okay.
have no kids. I want no kids, and I'm
Oh.
perfectly happy with my income and experiences I get off that. I come from an extremely large family. I have all the nephews and nieces I need around me if I want to, itch the old paternal bone. And aside that, I get to live the dink lifestyle, double income, no kids. And it's wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
I get to do what I want when I want. I don't get woken up. I get to sleep in at the weekends. I mean, it's a cushy lifestyle. And maybe one day if my partner decides she wants kids, I'm not going to be like, oh no. But at the the moment I'm happy and comfortable. And say you guys are all like, oh, I want experiences, then I'll have kids. I was like, I just want to keep on having them. So
you're definitely gonna have twins.
The worst thing I've seen done to my
Triplets.
friends who don't want kids is when they have family on Facebook or just friends that they know are like, oh, it'll change once you have kids. Your whole world will change. They don't want kids. Like, how is it going to change if they don't want them? Like, why are you trying to get them to change their mind?
I'm with Poison on this. Poison, I commend you, sir. You have the ultimate gift. You have kids that can come to your house, and when you don't want them around, you can send the little bastards away.
You're like a grandparent.
You're like a fairy grandparent.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, get the fuck out.
You gotta send them off with a bunch of sugar too, so they're assholes.
Yes.
Parents.
Dick move.
God. There you
Dick
go.
move.
There you go.
You like Red Bull, Timmy?
Ryu's oh god response tells me someone's done this to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's horrible. Or they give them toys that like make the most blood wrenching sounds that you just want to light them on fire.
Right?
Why
The
does
toys,
every
not the
toy
children.
She has play. They all
Both.
have batteries and they play
Both.
music nonstop. It drives me
Oh,
insane.
yeah. Dude, they got these owls for Christmas that actually like wind themselves up, and then they come apart like a robot, and these wings come out the bottom,
What the
and then
fuck?
they fly across the room all on their own, and they make this screeching sound like.
Oh my god!
It sounds like a ninja, like a crotch rocket redlining in my living room.
Holy
It's
shit.
Sorry, knowing that sounds amazing.
I'm getting
I'll
ready
take
to
5.
put them in the fire
Sounds like a
like tomorrow.
Oops, they flew in the fire, kids.
Oh
I'm
my-
sorry.
How did they get there?
That's crazy.
Oh
What
no!
a shame.
Oh no.
You hear
Oh.
it crying in the flames, like
Just Ryu out of nowhere. Ryu out of nowhere going, I'll buy you some D&D books. Don't worry. I'll make it
And
better.
instead of putting it in the fire, can I have it?
Right?
I know. Give me a
Right?
PO box.
I'll take
send it.
some.
Yeah, I got it. I have one.
All right. If you would like to talk on the kids subject, you can interrupt the next subject here. But have you ever been cheated on? And if so, how did you handle it?
Didn't we have this
I'll go-
topic like weeks ago?
Not well.
Yeah, but this is all like this is a big group of new people.
I'll go first.
Wait, hold
I
on,
don't-
hold on. Before anyone goes, I'm gonna need to dip out. So it's been fun.
Islander.
I'll take you out later.
Very nice.
Bye,
Get a rest
Lander.
of stream. I'll check you out later. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so I'll go first. So I would, I guess, qualify it as a type of cheating, but it's not in the typical like exclusive sense. So let me explain. I was seeing a girl, but I was under the impression that we were exclusive and we were planning to meet up for the first time together in person a few months down the road. And at one point I asked her, hey, like, are we officially a thing now? Was this like, we've had a cool thing going. We both said that we're exclusive kinds of people. We don't pursue multiple. We're not non-monogamous. What are we? And she started to pull away. And as she pulled away, I found out that while she was seeing me, she was also flirting and potentially seeing another guy on the side. And basically right after she pulled away, I found out she pretty much jumped into an actual relationship with a local guy very, very soon after. But the person that she two-timed on me with, I found out actually pretty early on through a really weird way, which is she had a similar to For Sales Discord, she had a thread for discussing kinks and embracing kinks and that kind of stuff. And one of the members in there posted a picture of line paper that said, I will not get angry when mommy is sick, or something like that, you know, daddy, mommy, dom type of play, and whatever, it's a kink, yada yada. And I saw that and it coincided with one of her illness spouts. And I just kind of messaged to her privately. I was like, huh, that's weird. He's in a similar situation as us. Within 5 minutes, it was deleted. And all of a sudden, oh no, it was faked. She's not real. And that guy had just told me that they were planning to like meet up and date. And I was like, huh.
Oof.
Huh.
Okay. I got.
That's interesting.
Is a question stemming off of that then? In my view, flirting isn't cheating at all. So, what hits the nerve?
I don't know if I would consider that flirting though, because it's embracing a kink of hers that was not public at the time, I don't think. And it was there was more explicit stuff in that picture than just the lined paper. Let me put it that way. So
That's fair enough. But it's just me kind of just being nitpicky, really. But you
poking the bear.
Said that she was flirting. You know, she was flirting with someone else. Like
that was after she started pulling away.
Would you, to all of you actually, do you consider flirting cheating? If
No.
your partner is sat there, like for example, at the bar, and someone's come up to it, and they're obviously got a chemistry going, and you know, smiles and etc. Is that wrong when you're inside a relationship? I know this one blew up on Twitter a long time.
No.
Well, it depends on what's said to be, on what's okay or not.
I would
with
say
your
it-
partner.
Yeah, I would say it depends on what the rules and boundaries of the what the rules and boundaries established in the relationship, or whatever
Absolutely
it
does.
is, as
Because
well
I
as
would
what is
say-
being done. Is it just
I
friendly
would
comments?
say no, but my wife would probably say yeah.
Yeah, like is it just comments? Is it, bulge dick pics that aren't quite visible being shared? Is it, exchanging of someone's kink? To what extent is the flirting happening?
Flirting, talking, I would imagine.
But see, that goes and ask the bigger question is what exactly would be considered cheating? Is it beyond flirting? Is it intercourse?
So-
is it jumping up on
It is
what would be
beyond
considered the
Cheating. Cheating is up to that couple to actually like set the boundaries on. Like, okay, are we both okay with flirting? Like, is that, do we consider that cheating? Is that a breach of trust between us? Like for me, it would have to be if we didn't agree on something. So like, let's say the other person took it upon themselves to message somebody else and go fuck somebody else without informing me. That is for sure cheating. If they're flirting with somebody and they're honest with me about it, or like I'm there in person, like that's not that big of a deal. Like I'm sitting right there, like what the fuck's going to happen? Like, you know what I mean?
That's fine.
But if
Yeah,
they're
'cause
doing the flirting and not telling you about it,
There's a difference between
It's about honesty.
It's about It's about communication and what your boundaries are, and at the same time, is it flirting with intention or are they just a flirt themselves?
Exactly.
Because I'm a fucking flirt.
Yep.
I'm
I'm
not
a
even
flirt.
gay
Yep,
or
I'm a-
bi, but I mean, for sales scene, I flirt with everyone. I don't give a shit.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, I think the communication, the predisposition going into that, like if you know that you're upsetting your partner, then respect their wishes, or that's just not what you should be doing. You know, it's not for you to just kind of take that on your own and be like, hey, I'm comfortable with this, but they're not. I'm going to roll with it. Like if you care about that person, you got to round it out. You got to make sure it all works out.
All right.
And see, for me, there's a little bit of a difference there because while I do absolutely like have had in situations or relationships with men and women that have cheated on me, like so to speak, in that sense, it's for me because of the whole physicalness of it. If that's satisfying their physical needs, then I'm going to go for it. If they break my trust regarding a relationship, like if it starts becoming an ongoing thing, and they feel compelled to be more than something with that person, then I'm going to step the line. Bye, Felicia. Get the fuck out. Because it's like for me, I can't get involved in a situation. I will get involved, and I've done this before. I've gotten involved in situations where the partner wants something more physical that I cannot provide, and I would much rather them be satisfied and happy than for them to be with me and miserable. So for me, it's a level of trust. If they tell me, hey, look, this is what's going on, I'm feeling a little bit of an urge, can I go? I would be like, yeah, sure, be safe, let me know what's going on, come back to me. If you don't come back to me, bye, Felicia, I got nothing, go fuck off. But if it's becomes a regular deal with that one person, then there has to be some kind of, it starts to get complicated, and I don't want to be a part of that situation. So now, that said, if it's a relationship sort of thing, and they start getting more involved in like a flirting relationship and stuff like that with them, like with for sale, as long as they're telling me, as long as I know what the hell's happening, flirtations is innocent. It's innocent. It doesn't mean anything unless they pursue that.
I would agree. Yeah, the reason I was always hesitant to call it outright cheating is because when me and her got to talking, we both mentioned how we're very, one person at a time, monogamous kind of like focus sort of people. We don't pursue multiple options. And I was operating under the understanding that it was just me and her. So when we started exchanging like lewds and news and, flirty texts and long hours of texting, blah, 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 I was under the impression that it was some sort of exclusivity thing. So when I asked for clarification and she pulled away, it made me suspicious. And when I had seen what happened with that message and how similar a lot of the implications were to her health and her stuff and how it coincided, and then the minute I mentioned it to her, he deleted everything, and then all of a sudden it was all fake. It was a lie. It was all fake. I was just like, something just feels wrong. And then later, mutual friends of ours told me that she's done this before, and I was like, well, that sucks. That stings.
Yeah,
So-
I had a girlfriend in high school who who cheated on me, but like went through crazy like backwards ways of trying to like hide it. So it's high school, so it's like there's little silly things silly little things mean a lot. So it's like being Facebook official and shit like 10 years ago was like, oh my god. And all of a sudden, like, we were dating, we had gone out on a couple dates, asked her to be my girlfriend or whatever, and she was like, yeah. And we wound up dating for a year, but over the course of that year, like maybe a month into us dating, her Facebook just disappeared. And I was like, oh, that's weird, where'd your Facebook go? Oh, I deleted it, I'm just getting rid of it for a while. Turns out she actually just blocked me and wound up going back to her ex, who was in college at the time when we were seniors, and was like Facebook official or whatever with him, but I couldn't see it because I was blocked on Facebook. And a friend a friend brought it to me, and she was like, oh no, he reactivated it, and he hacked me and reactivated my Facebook and added it. Here, I deleted it again.
Oh my
And just
god.
removed her Facebook entirely while still seeing this guy in college.
Jesus.
And this
fuck.
guy showed up because we went to prom together our senior year. He showed up at prom because he had bought her ticket and her dress, which I thought was weird because she already had her dress. She didn't want to go like shopping. She didn't want me to buy her a ticket because this guy had already bought it. And we went to prom together, and this guy showed up and like was like picking fights with people trying to get in, but he was a college student and not able to get in and was causing all these problems outside. And she just disappears for like 2 hours of the dance. And finally I see her again, and I take her home at the end of the night, and like she basically just like gets out of the car and runs inside. I don't see her. Over the course of that year, she had seen like 3 other guys and a girl. And I had no idea until finally like one of my friends like came to me and was like, here's my conversation confirming with each of these individuals if they had been with this person over the course of the past year. And like screenshot, because this is one of my best friends, and they came to me and were like, here's screenshots of them in relationships officially on Facebook with each of these people over the past year.
God
you
damn.
need to just leave. You're being
Shit.
used.
Damn.
And it was ridiculous, but it was like all of these backward like little lies and little sneaky things that like
those little red flags you see.
You were still young, and you were still learning, so you didn't pick up on them, basically.
Yeah, it's like I had no idea. I just like was like, okay, I trust you, and
and
I had no idea.
Fuck people
Lesson
like
learned, right?
That's fucking crazy.
And it destroys your trust too. Like, it doesn't matter how
does.
small or how big. When you get lied to and you get 2-timed, or when you get cheated on, especially if it's like in Nox's case where it's like what's the word, chronic. It's really
Chronic.
hard. It's really hard to build that trust up. I have a friend who's still trying to recover. He's been through like 3 women, has 2 kids, and he can't trust anyone enough in a relationship, and they all cheated on him, he cheated on them, and it's like, it fucks you up.
Okay, so I can see the part where you don't trust that person and it's hard to get that trust back with that person, but if you're carrying that over into the next relationship, that's on you.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's
That
fair.
is
I mean, he's not a
100% on
perfect
you.
guy. But I've seen it happen with so many people. where they?
I've got a moving from that because my wife and like that was my high school relationship, and then my wife and I met when we were 19 and freshmen in college, and I was coming out. It'd been less than a year from when I was dating this other person and then met her, and it like, you know, you go through that honeymoon phase of maybe like the first 6 months to a year, and you're like, oh, hey, everything's great, and then like we're going to different like she went to UC and I went to University of Cincinnati and I went to University of Kentucky, so we were like 2 hours away or an hour and a half away from each other. So like she's going out to parties and I'm getting all anxious because I'd had this experience and I had to like, it took a lot of growing to be able to let that stuff go, because at the same time you like, for sales right, you can't take something that happened with somebody else and automatically apply it to the next person you're in a relationship with, because they're different people and it's not fair to them. And I had a multiple, it takes a lot of communication, one being long distance with somebody, but two, like in that context, it took a lot of communication for me to be able to overcome those fears and insecurities in myself.
Props
to be able to trust her, to, you know, to trust her that she was going to be able to go out and that the, you know, our relationship's bounds were going to be still intact.
Props to you, man. I know that shit ain't easy.
Yep. So in my previous relationship, I was with what was my wife for 8 years. Only like 1.5 of those were married. But the 6 months before the wedding, I had a feeling something was off. Like something just didn't like you always just get that gut feeling. Yeah, you get that. Right.
Yeah.
You just get that feeling
too,
like
Something's fishy in the air.
no, something's wrong. Like this is just
Trust
weird.
your gut. Definitely.
It's a horrible feeling too.
Yeah. So
Thinking.
unfortunately I did the thing. I checked her phone and there was actually a picture of her fucking the other dude on there.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Print that.
Yeah. That was woo. That was rough. But so smart me, like thinking Mr. fucking fix it over here. I can fix everything. Started reading like all the relationship and like counseling books and like how to fix this and how to build back the trust and like studying like how to fucking put this all back together again. So went through, got married, was together for like 1.5 years after that. Turns out towards the end I was like paying to go to like relationship counseling and stuff because it was like we had a big fight. Not like bad, but for us it was a big fight. So we decided to go to like marriage counseling, that type of stuff. Yeah, turns out she was lying to the fucking counselor and like fucking some dude while we were going to marriage counseling. It's like, wow, that's
what a waste of money.
Wait, so like you guys weren't going together, you were going separate?
No, we were going together.
And she like said that she was lying, and she said that she wasn't, or that she had stopped.
Oh yeah. Like
But
the
she was still going.
counselor asked both of us, like, are you seeing anybody? Are you sleeping with anybody? Blah blah blah. Gave us multiple opportunities on multiple different occasions to like fess up and be honest about it. And she literally lied to the counselor's face, like the person that's there to help fix everything, about cheating. I was like, damn, you are, woo, you're a toxic fucking individual.
At least you're beyond them, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyone else?
Oh, dude.
Oh no.
Everyone's like, damn.
Shit.
I mean,
yeah, whoever wants to go first.
No, you go for it. I'm just.
I started off light. You guys can go take the heavy shit. Go on.
Okay. So my main girlfriend throughout high school, I'd met, and she was a lot younger than me, and she was very inexperienced. And I'd been sexual, like I lost my virginity really, really young. And so I kind of like showed her the way, like, you know, there's so much more to sex than just this. That wasn't the basis of our relationship, but she was very inexperienced. And
this is the way.
So she just became like not obsessed, but very intrigued. So we were fucking like rabbits, like daily, like 2-3 times sometimes daily.
Damn. Dude,
Like in between classes. And I wanted to marry this girl. Like, I know it was high school. Like, you get this thing in your head where you're like, I want to marry this girl. She's the one. And so she wanted to take a break. And I was like, okay, it's getting pretty serious and it's getting really intense and we need to slow down. That's fine. So the whole time I had this gut feeling she was hanging that says, no, you can't hang out with other men while we're taking a break or whatever. And we would date in between the breaks, and it was always really weird, like when she would take breaks from the relationship and when we would re-engage. And it wasn't until I got with my current wife, we met when I was a senior in high school, that once I got with her, she was like, oh, we're done taking a break. I was like, no, we're done. I'm done with this, and I don't think you even want to be with me. And she's like, no, those were all just friends. Those are just rumors that people spread. Well, it wasn't until like way years later that I found out she had a nickname of Blowjob Brittany, where she would literally blow any of my friends. I'm talking like anyone.
Damn.
It didn't matter who she blew.
Holy shit.
So I tried to get her out of my life as much as possible because I live in a small town, just a little bit north of Cincinnati. And so we ended up working together, and then I moved away so that we didn't work with her. And long story short, like, I can't get her out of my life. She's even my kids' like substitute teacher.
Oh no.
And she tells them like we used to be in love.
Oh no.
No, not her.
That's incredible.
Not even joking.
We gotta get you out of there, bud.
Yeah, I need to move to Columbus.
Yes,
really.
get your ass over here.
Yeah,
Get
you
your
do.
ass over here.
How dire the straits are right now.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude. She's pretty toxic. Like, she even tells people like that, you know, because we have mutual friends, and she has everyone believing that my wife stole me from her and that she's really the homewrecker. And it's not only toxic on my side, it's like it's even my wife's like thing. Like, she's like, fucking hate her, and I'm like, you can hate her all you want. We just need to move, get the fuck out of here. But I
she's
see
so
her
much
everywhere.
of a forehead.
You'll never see her again once you move, though.
Yeah.
So what she's trying to say is that she's so much of a homewrecker that you stayed with her for almost like over 10 years now or something.
I've been with my wife sinst 2006.
Look at
And
you.
we've
She's
been
a
married-
homewrecker. It's 14
Hell yeah.
years.
We've been
Forehead.
married since 2008, so a pretty
yeah.
long time.
14-year homewrecker. Yeah, she's playing the long game. Don't worry, you got her
Right.
pegged.
Long gone.
But yeah, that's my. I mean, I've been cheated by by other
That's the coup de grace.
partners, but that was the
big one.
she takes the cake.
Yeah, I feel it. Anyone else?
So I've got a teaching degree. I'll go up and steal her subbing gigs.
There you go.
I think Kevlar and Mystic mentioned something. But
Hear it.
I'm gonna pass.
no shame.
So,
I'll let
well, I mean, I think I've kind of told this story a few times in a few different ways on this panel. What would have been my ex-fiance cheated on me while he was in China. It was weird because we were swingers at the time. So to say that he cheated to me is to say that he slept with somebody and did not tell me about it.
Stupid.
And I found out from his roommate, who was also our roommate back home. So it's like they lived together and then traveled together, and then, but like, I mean, he knew me as well, of course, you know. So yeah, that was a thing. Yeah.
I'll make mine simple. Me and my ex used to go out, do a bunch of stuff with DJs as far as photography and gigs and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say I got the feeling for sale did, and I didn't know what was going on. You know, we dated for 6 years, and
Damn.
next thing you know, caught her fucking a DJ for cocaine. So,
Oh. No.
I mean, who wouldn't though? I mean,
I fucking love Coke, but that's a strong love of Coke.
But Ryu, how
was a
much do you
too-
love?
That was a too strong love for that. I mean, I am right there with you.
I mean, how much Coke?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
But how
I love
much?
cocaine, but I don't think I love Coke enough to fuck a DJ.
Yeah,
For
definitely
Coke.
not.
Hell no.
Because I had it too. So like, what the?
I have a better cut. What the fuck? My shit is primo, and you're over there fucking.
Mine is pure.
Can I cut a really bad joke from that without being terribly
Sure.
offensive?
Cut? You're gonna cut?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so 2 jokes. I'm sorry, 2 jokes.
2 jokes.
Nice pun, dude.
Thank you. I've heard of follow for follow, but I've never heard of blow for blow.
But then,
But
Well, with that, you get VIP. You get VIP backstage DJ access. So it's blow for blow and backstage access all in one.
Well, yeah, but which backstage access? Like, did they get both? Did both of them get backstage access?
Very important penetration. Like, what does it stand for in this case?
Mhm.
Is it
It's
very-
dated.
It does. It means exactly that. All right. Anyone else about the have you ever been cheated on? Before we move
I've
on.
been cheated on.
Yeah.
I don't deal with cheaters well, especially because like I like to like kind of take care of the guys I'm with or girls, whatever. But relationship wise, I've only been with guys. But at that point, it's kind of like when I'm kind of the breadwinner in the relationships, and I have been for a while with each relationships I've been in. So I'm the one that takes care of them, food, everything. And when you cheat on me, I lose all my respect, and I end up locking you out of my house and throwing your shit at my house and listen to you bang on my door.
Damn. All right. I mean that's a fair reaction. It's a fair reaction.
I was expecting like I Wolverined their car.
No, one time I called the cops. It was bad, but you know, I was like,
So
this guy won't leave my property.
Yeah, I was thinking slash tires, all kinds of good stuff.
Like
I guess that I guess that I didn't really answer how I handled the situation when he cheated.
No. How'd you handle it?
Once he came back so I stayed with him. We had a discussion about breaking up, and he came back from China, and like a lot of our things like we had stored in storage units together, kind of thing. So yeah, there was issues there. So I had to like at least hang around long enough for that, and we figured that we would like wait to actually like talk about it in person. Things did not get better when we were in person, but I was still willing to like start reading communication books, and I started to pay for couples counseling. I started to actually push for it. I told him that I wanted to stop swinging, and I told him that he could still swing if he wanted to, but that I wasn't going to participate unless we went to counseling and could like work through our differences. And then eventually got to the point where I was like, you know, if this isn't something that you're willing to do with me, then I have to leave. And there was like a lot of emotional, mental, and also some physical abuse in this situation. And when we went to go to a counselor together, like on the way in, he would tell me that like, don't talk about like the physical abuse and like stuff like that. And it was just kind of very difficult, like going into this therapy session where it was like, we can't even talk about the actual problem in the relationship. So shortly after that, I told him I wanted to go by myself. And he responded by saying, well, you know, I think that the problem is really you anyway. So that's probably for the best. And I just smiled and took it and went to therapy and started telling my therapist everything. And yeah.
Fuck.
What a shitter.
At least you got to the point where you could express that to a therapist and actually get that off your chest.
Yeah.
Poison, have a good night. Thank you for joining us.
That's all right. I will finish with my cheating story for you
Sure.
all. So before I go, so currency is or trust is the currency of all relationships. And I was with an older lady. She was about 8 years my older. She recently discovered that her son was back in her life after a very long extended period. So we went out to celebrate on New Year's Eve. And we were there dancing away, having the time of our lives. And all of a sudden, her son, who had taken a shine to me, approached me with bleeding, tearful eyes, crying his heart out. And I was like, "Oh, what's wrong, Daniel? You seem awfully upset." And he said, "It's Mum. She's cheating on you." And I said, "Well, whatever do you mean?" Looking rather confused at the poor boy. And I walked across the dance floor. And yes, there she was, snogging some guy in the middle of the dance floor. So I calmly and collectively walked across the dance floor, pulled her apart, smacked the individual on the nose, and left the pub. And the following next day, I packed my bags, left the place, and never saw her again.
Damn. Holy shit.
The big dick energy on this.
Damn.
Jesus.
Yes.
Just
So-
yeet. I'm done with this.
Damn.
So this bitch. So I was involved with this woman who.
Bye,
had
Poison. Have a good night, man.
difficulty with a guy.
Bye, Poison.
Take care.
Difficulty with a guy. Was trying to work things out with the guy, and apparently it wasn't going to work out. So I did everything I could to try and mediate between the two of them. She was living with him at the time, and ended up finally decided to stand up for herself and kick him out of the house. 48 hours later, she had invited myself and my daughter to move into her house. Now, at the time, we were looking for a place to live, and things were getting a little bit hairy, so we decided, all right, no problem, we'll go in here. It's going to be strictly platonic, she understands this. And then things started to go sideways. About maybe 6 months into it, she started displaying rather abusive behavior towards my daughter. I confronted her about it and told her to knock it off.
Oof.
Once she knocked it off, I told her, I said, look, I said, we'll leave. I will just walk the fuck out. My daughter and I will just leave. If we're not wanted here, we'll go. And she begged and pleaded, and then tried to turn me out, and then tried to turn me straight, and then tried to turn me into this fuckboy for her. And the entire time, I actually just laid there. And she didn't understand. Like, she didn't understand, like, why wasn't I getting excited? Why wasn't I into this? And so on and so forth. So, apparently, she thought that she was the shit. She thought that she was the greatest thing since sliced bread, the greatest thing to all penises out there, and that I was lucky to have her. So, I decided to go and put more energy into my work and try to get more into the relationship and try to win her over as far as trust-wise and convince her, hey, look, you know, I'm worth it as a man, I'm worth it as a relationship, so let's try to work this out. She was nicer to my daughter, she was nicer to me. I would work, would 15, 16 hours a day, come home, go to sleep, come back up, do that for like 3 or 4 days, and spend the weekend with her. We would go camping, all sorts of things. It was beautiful. 3 months later, she had the same guy that she had kicked out down on the first floor. I was on the second floor. She told me to go up to the second floor, stay on the second floor, close the door, don't come out. 30 minutes later, she knocks on the door. Her face is all disheveled. Her hair is all disheveled. She looks at me. She goes, okay, you can come out now. I said, so what happened? You guys were really quiet down there. She goes and says, I can't talk about it. I said, this is your house, right? We're a couple, right? We're not supposed to keep secrets from each other, right? And she says, well, yeah, but I'd rather not talk about it. I'm like, if you fucked him, just tell me you fucked him. Just be out with it. She goes, well, no, I didn't. The guy is still in the house, leaving, pulling his pants up.
Oh.
Wow.
I forgave her because of things because of our discussion. We talked about it. I forgave her. I actually forgave her. Thanks, baby. The straw that broke the camel's back was that when I come home from work, I was covered in blood from a crime scene, from a cardiac arrest, and it was just nasty. And I needed to get cleaned up. I didn't think that she was going to be home. I thought she was going to be with her mom, that she was going to take the kids out, they were going to go swimming, whatever. I'm coming home, I'm trying to get cleaned up. I go through the door, and I hear it from the first floor. She's in the second floor and she's taking it like a fucking champ. It's the same guy. We get into an argument. My daughter comes home from school, and instead of taking everything out and her aggressions out on me, the moment my daughter walks through the door, she hits my kid. That night, my daughter and I leave the house.
I just came back to a fucked up part of the story, huh?
Damn. That's shitty.
People suck. Like we literally packed up and yeeted the fuck out of there. We ended up in Kansas City, Missouri, and ended up we're now in Kansas. So like it was an absolute fucking nightmare. And we're glad I'm better of it. I'm hope that she's doing well. I hope that somehow some stupid moron with like half a brain cell has finally made her happy and now is worshiping the ground that she walks on. And I hope that she's satisfied. And I hope that she is loved in every possible way possible. But you know, fuck people like that. Fuck
You're
that
such
bitch.
a kind person to say something like that.
I think I would have suplexed her.
Yeah, I would have broken her neck.
I would have suplexed her. Like anybody puts their hands on my kid. I'm sorry.
You're a
German
damn
suplex on that bitch.
Yeah, I don't think I could have been that nice.
It's
Glad you're out.
Honestly, it takes years to get calm. It took years for me to calm the hell down from that. Like I was shaking walking out the door. There was nothing that I could do. I couldn't sit there and be violent in front of my kid. What kind of an example am I setting for my kid? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I'd be damned if I was going to hit that girl. I'd be damned if I was going to hit her. I wouldn't do that. That would have been a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah,
You're
that
right.
would. So the topic was, have you ever been cheated on, and how did you handle it? The next topic is, have you ever cheated? Have you personally
This
ever
is live
cheated?
on TV?
This is live
on
on
TV.
I
Twitch.
answered this once before
Yeah.
also, so
Yeah,
I'll
you
go
did.
first if you guys want.
Go ahead.
Like the last time I answered this, you guys said that it didn't count, but I definitely was like dating multiple people in like the beginning of high school and like not fully communicating and like definitely confused about it too. But there's definitely like some people who I should have been talking to that I did not.
Come.
Mine's simple. No.
Yeah, I have a
not.
similar scenario.
It wasn't ever like sex or anything though, but it was like I don't know, it just like dating and making out.
Going
and
on
stuff.
dates and making outs and like everything short
Yeah.
of it.
Come.
kinda have, like-
Sorry, go ahead.
So I kind of have like a similar story to that. In high school, I was dating this guy. He was I would consider him my first boyfriend. We were having issues, so we took a break, and I ended up getting with this guy. And then about a week later, he found out, the guy that I was like taking a break with, and then told everybody that I was a cheater. So yeah.
Come on, you're on a break. Get the fuck over it. Jesus Christ.
I've never had any good luck or experience with anyone, or taking a break with somebody like that. That's like code for, hey, I want to go fuck somebody else because I've been distracted.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
I mean,
So,
it's basically what it is.
the only time in my entire life that I've cheated is after I discovered my ex had cheated 6 months before the wedding. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm on my bachelor party, like, in Vegas. I'm just gonna open this app and see what pops up. Sure as shit, like, 2 people messaged me, and
Was it a race? Who could get there first?
Yeah, basically, like we had a threesome in Vegas. Like that was my like, okay, this makes it even. Like, you planned yours out months in advance. You were talking to him for like fucking 2 months, blowing up his phone, sending him videos and text messages and shit. Mine was random, spur of the moment, and I came clean as soon as I got home. Like, I think that's pretty even, like, comparatively. Yeah, she did not feel that way.
People do that and they stay person there.
Do what?
They
Hold on.
What
This-
kind of threesome was it?
I'm not gonna
Can I
say.
Was it pay to
Okay,
play?
all right, that's fine.
It was, you know what kind of was? It was one with 3 people in it.
There you go.
Fair
Duh.
enough.
So on the note of pay to play, if I may, every relationship you're in, when it turns sexual, there's always some sort of a monetary investment, whether it's dating, movies, straight up handing cash. There's always a pay to play at some point.
Pay to play. Like what? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I think he means that, like, if you go into a relationship and eventually you just don't pay for dates, like in a stereotypical societal expectation, if the guy's not paying for the dates, there's still a lot of women who will like drop that guy. I think that might be what he's getting at. Like if you
No.
don't put up money towards it.
No, it's like no matter what you do, you're always paying to get something. Bingo.
Oh, like
Is this
Ding,
a
ding,
Vegas
ding.
reference? I'm confused.
You know, it's like that saying, nothing in life is free, no matter what.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Are you eating ice cream?
Yes, he is, and I'm super jealous of
He's
it right
eating-
now.
He has ice creams and I have teriyaki
Is
wings.
that
He's a-
vanilla bean with a big scoop of peanut butter in
He's
it?
a dirty whore. Oh, Kevlar, come on! God damn it!
I know it's your favorite.
That's
too.
my fucking favorite.
What about teriyaki wings? How do you feel about those?
No, get out of
I'm
here.
jealous.
But I want ice cream. I want sweets right now. God,
Right?
Not as good
I
as
have
ice cream.
cones.
I have
Super
chocolate
jealous.
chip cookie dough in my fridge.
you have crones.
Stop it.
Cones.
Oh, they said crones.
I got crones.
I got chocolate chip cookie dough over in my freezer.
Can we
Bruh.
not talk about food? It's like late.
I also
Right?
have
Not be
pizza
eating.
that I just had my roommate get for us, so you know I'm gonna dig into that later. Oh, it's gonna be
Okay.
Pizza.
So has everyone answered? Have you ever cheated? I'm not sure everyone's answered.
No.
I have not cheated per se. I would say that like if I was in a relationship with my with who I was dating in high school, and and the other people that she was dating at the same time as me thought they were exclusive, just like I thought we were exclusive. Technically, I was the other guy just as much as they were, maybe, but I haven't like gone outside of the bounds of a relationship to cheat on that person with someone else. If that makes sense.
Come.
Yeah.
I haven't cheated.
No. Good for you.
I would say mine's kind of
Like gray area.
complicated
Yeah.
because I'm poly.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we were talking to a girl, and we were in the stages of going on dates, and my wife was asleep, and I was really manic, so I was drinking and doing drugs that I probably shouldn't be doing, and I just decided to go drive. And she's like, "Well, you should come over. I'm not asleep." And
Oh no.
we hung out, and I think kissing was okay
Quote
at the
unquote.
time. We'd established that, but it went a lot further
Yeah.
than it
Kissing
should have, and it
Oh,
wasn't
it's a gray
communicated.
area, yeah.
Vaginas.
So it's a really gray area, and it kind of ruined the future relationship of it because it became this. It's cheating, but it's not cheating, but it is, because there wasn't
Oh.
communication. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
text my wife like,
Yeah.
"Hey, is it cool if we do this?"
Yep.
That's the key point right there.
That's
yeah.
the
And that was the nail in the coffin to that relationship.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll give credit where credit's due. I'm in awe and respect of you guys for being able to like not let that drive a wedge. Like
Do
staying
what?
strong. Like
Drive what?
I have massive respect for them, for him and his wife, for not letting that become like an issue. You know, for not
Oh,
letting
yeah,
it
yeah.
become bigger.
Oh,
than
it became an issue. Like, I was in the doghouse for a long time, but
But you're still together and you worked past it as a
You
couple,
run
I
that,
presume.
that
Yeah.
couch right there, right?
Good for you.
Yep.
But you
Well, I
guys
wasn't
got-
on the couch. We got a dope ass bed, but
Oh, okay.
but I was in figurative speech. I was on the couch for a long
Yeah, I
time,
got
but it was just I was dumb, and it was when I was a lot younger, and we didn't really know a lot about poly, because like in Ohio, it's all one man, one woman, and
Whoa,
nobody
whoa.
really talks about it. It's really rare when I meet anyone else that even knows what it is.
It's a lot
at all.
more known in
for
Columbus.
sure.
They're like, is that gay, or is that bisexual? What is poly?
There's no one or the other. Is you gay or not?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what
It
they
has
say.
nothing to
Yeah,
do
it's
with it,
wild.
right? But yeah, that was my experience.
Well, I guess I'm left.
Yeah.
Oh boy. In
Mm.
my earlier years, I always said like, no, I wouldn't do that. And like that's It's not my thing, but absolutely, when I was younger, absolutely. In previous relationships, yeah, it just it was never serious enough to want to be like exclusive in a long-term relationship. Now, when I got in a long-term relationship, 4.5, 5 years in, I just was not satisfied. So yes, I did, but in my later years and where I'm at now, no.
Come.
Fair enough.
So yeah, early stuff. Get it out of your system while you can.
So you don't believe once a cheater, always a cheater?
Who said that?
I don't know.
Oh, it was Astro.
Oh, you know, it was
I would say
guy.
I would say no, because I definitely believe in the concept of like you grow, you mature as a person, you learn from mistakes, you learn who you love and who you want to keep in your company, and then you have a family, and you're like, you know what, this is life. So I don't believe in this single mingle, like, you know, relationships that are long term for them as a year. Like, yeah, they still apply to that concept.
So yeah, like for me, I would say the only time I would possibly ever think about cheating ever is if the other
Ryan
person
Gosling.
yeah, if the other person had cheated. So like I am fully on the mindset of fair is fair, right? Like you got yours, I'm for sure gonna get mine. Like if you want this to continue, you done fucked up, I get to fuck up too now. All right.
I mean, but would that be part of the whole bounce back part of it? Like, I mean, because would that be part of the whole rebound or get even or get revenge thing? I mean, this is something that I rarely ever get involved in because the fact that where it's like not a big issue for me because I don't like it's not I can't do that. I don't do that. So is it a part of the whole bouncing back or recovering from?
For me personally, like part of the reason I went through with it was because I was like, okay, like to me mentally, this balances the scales again. This makes us so like, okay, I can't hold this over her because you know what, I did it. She can't hold this over me because she did it. Yeah, that was incorrect thinking because she totally held that over me.
Yeah, because in her eyes, she didn't see herself as doing anything wrong, but you did.
Exactly.
I did it because you weren't paying attention to me. You did it because I did it. So it's your fault.
Kind of, yeah.
I don't know. So it's like I was cheated on, but I didn't feel like compelled to go like get revenge. So I actually have a hard time understanding why that makes it even, because in my case, I almost felt to me like there was nothing that would make us even ever. I mean, I don't know. And it wasn't like me holding it over him. It was just like, I mean, the way that we fought, everything was my fault.
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know. For me, it was just like I didn't think there was ever going to be a point where I would be anywhere close to even with him, and he just cheated, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I so
it's tough.
like
it's hard.
Yeah, but so it's like I don't get the revenge thing. I don't get it.
Like
I don't get it either.
How does that make it even?
So for me, it was not revenge. Like that was not going through my head. Like, haha,
okay, all right.
I'm gonna get one over on the fucking bitch. Like that's not what went through my head when I was going through it. It was like, okay, this is probably a once in a lifetime opportunity that is on my bucket list that I would like to cross off. So she cheated and this opportunity presented itself. So even?
I'm gonna go to it. I see. Okay.
You know what I mean?
I feel it.
That sounds better.
That sounds at least redeemable.
Yes.
Time for a shot.
So I literally have a shit ton more topics. I was not expecting. I'm really happy that the what do you identify as was so in depth and detailed as it was. Like, that's great. I literally have probably 2 hours worth of more like topics.
Oh no! Is it
So
time for that game?
yeah, no. So I need to pick and choose what we talk about next. I guess I'll kind of leave it up to you guys. There's everything from what has been your longest dry spell, and then branching off that, was that dry spell willingly or no? What do you do for work? Are you seeing someone currently? And then some more sub questions under that. Do you own or use sex toys? What was your sex education like growing up? So out of those topics there, I'll let you pick and choose.
God, I can only remember so many.
Right.
I'm down for the
Let's go with the
dry
booty
spell
toys.
relationship or the toys. Yeah, I'd be down.
Yeah,
for
let's
it.
do toys because
All right.
I want to go first on this.
Toys. Let's go. Do you own or slash use sex toys?
The
Let's
mic
go.
is yours.
I do sometimes.
So calm.
On my okay, so like I'm in a relationship, so I'm fully open to her using or me using something on her as much like whatever the fuck she wants to use. Me, it was kind of a weird experience. So when I was streaming consistently and actually had good numbers, I got approached by Adam and Eve to do a sponsored I think it was like a week of me advertising their website and discount
That's awesome.
code information and all that. And they actually sent me out. They were like, we'll let you pick three of anything you want. So I was like, okay, cool. She's more into using toys, but I was like, fuck it. I want to try a fleshlight. I don't care. I want to see what this is like because there's not really anything for dudes. I mean, aside from sticking stuff up my bum, which isn't really my thing, which I'm not kink shaming. It's just not really my thing. Toy wise. So I was like, fuck it, I'll get one. And they sent me a fucking flashlight and 2 other toys. And it's weird. It is probably one of the weirdest experiences I've ever like had in my life to have like this giant flashlight and then wrap it around myself and then like use it. It was an interesting experience.
Wrap around.
And yeah, my entire body, I just slid inside of the flashlight. It was so weird. Like, because like you're still doing the work.
Hold on, was she assisting with that?
The first time I was by myself, just to try it out. You know, give the test drive like a car.
Did you hold it or did you mount it?
I thought about mounting it, but like I have a lot of expensive equipment in my computer room, so
you stick it to the glass panel on the side of your CPU.
Right, I just have like a boom arm for my flashlight, like one for my mic, one for my
swings down from the
swings
All right,
over.
guys, we're going after hours.
That's like
Off the jelly.
big brain plays. It just kind of like
oh shit.
But she used it on me. I would say using it on me, it was a little bit better. It was a little bit more intimate, and it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because she could use, she could use her hands, her mouth, other places. So, but it was so because we're taught as men that shit is like men using sex toys is like this weird area, especially if you're straight. That it's like, oh well, you're everybody's like, oh, you're a dirty neckbeard virgin if you have to use sex toys or something like that as a male. And I was like, nah, dude, this is actually kind of nice. It's not like I want to see it in maybe 10 years, what it'll be like, where I don't have to pay $1,000 for a blowjob machine. It'll just kind of be at Walmart on like the back aisles.
Yeah, they do have that one machine now that's more than a flashlight.
Yeah, it's like literally a blowjob machine. It's
I
don't know if I could.
That's about the only one I'd contemplate buying.
I'd probably want to buy some like anti-seizure medication before trying that. But I think I think sex toys overall, for whether you're single or with a partner or multiple partners or whatever, I think it's entirely healthy. Like, and it adds to the relationship and it keeps things like what do you want to do today? Like kind of whatever.
As someone with very minimal experience with them, I think they sound positively fun as hell and fascinating.
You really
love
need
them.
You really need to make a trip to like Lion's Den and just go for a walk.
Treat yourself.
Just go for a walk.
No.
Talk to
I
the
don't
people
mean
who
for.
work there.
I don't necessarily mean for like male toys. I just mean like for like couple
Well, why
toys.
not?
And, like,
Yeah, exactly.
why not?
No. I'm not putting down males. I'm just saying. What are you
I think you're
saying?
dismissing it.
The
you're
couple
dismissing
toys.
it.
I think I'm more interested in the potential for couple toys and how much variety there is for them. Because
Why can't all the toys be couple toys?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
That's fair. Okay, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. That's what, yeah.
I'm just saying,
That's
you know,
fair.
Female PP.
The male
like-
PP.
I wanted to play off of what Ryu was saying because very similar to him was like I don't have really any experience with like male stuff. Most of the toys we have are for her.
Oh my god.
But like, I don't know. I feel like it definitely adds to the experience after a little bit because like it gets her excited to go and look at new stuff to try. So it's like if she's gonna get excited about it, I want to get excited about it because that's gonna be great.
There you go.
Yeah, I never would have thought of trying a fucking like vibrating dick ring, but here she is. She came into the bedroom with it, and I'm like, fuck. Okay, I guess we're doing this.
Right. You're like, my balls feel amazing. What is it?
What fascinates me most is all of the advancements that they've done in like long distance toys. A lot of my relationships have been long distance ones so far, and so it's something I've kept abreast of, for lack of a better word. And,
Abreast.
and it fascinates me how much we've come in just the last 5 or 10 years as far as long distance sex toy options for couples go, because they've gotten to the point now where they have toys that like how the guy curves and thrusts and does all this shit is actually translated to the toy for the woman and vice versa with her grip, and it's like,
By the way, use code RYU15 at adamandeve.com.
Hell yeah, man.
Right now, I'm about to place an order.
Is that still a valid
I don't know.
code?
I don't know if it's still valid.
I think we're running low on lube. Hey, babe.
I have a question for the toy users.
Okay.
What is the I guess motivation for it? What would be the motivation?
More pleasure?
Why not?
My tongue can't
experimentation.
vibrate at like that speed. So
Like 50,000 RPM.
But also, why not?
experimentation, new sensation.
So
curiosity, you see something, you're like, huh, I wonder how that works.
Listen,
oh, it
feels good.
works. And then you figure if nothing's if it's not off, I don't know why it would be off limits, but if it's not off limits, then why not try it?
Listen, if I want to have a sheath to make my dick into an 11.5 inch long rubber spiked dragon dick, you know what that's my right as
yeah, it is.
That was a proper response. I'm proud of you.
Baddragon.com.
Oh, I mean, I don't have no problem with you guys doing what you're doing and everything like that. Absolutely not. By all means, just give it a go and keep going with it. I'm just thinking, like, for me, it's like where I don't have any sort of drive towards it. I would think that does it enhance the physical intimacy
Yes.
portion?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's a trust thing. It's a huge trust thing to introduce that and both be comfortable, then experience the pleasure from it.
It's kind of like having a threesome without another person.
I was going to
too.
say, it
It's
often
really
really
similar.
for someone to have DP without needing to introduce.
Wow, you're just going straight to it. Just,
Yeah, just all right,
Go for
DP. All right, here we are.
Two in the pink,
now we know
one
what
in
Eon's into.
two in the pink, one in the stink.
I was gonna say it's not always like overtly just
I said
toys too.
hello,
Like sometimes it's like
Silcom.
you make your own. Like my wife likes ice. Like it's just
Cat.
a thing that she likes, and you can experiment with, and it's something new to explore together. And if she's into it, and I get into it when she's into it, then I'm gonna do it. So
Or all the casts and molds that you can buy to like make a dildo out of your couple, like your partner's own dick. Like there are legitimately toys like that, and that's something a lot more.
You can mold your own vagina too.
Yep.
Wait, they've come out with that now?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Huh.
I have so many friends that have done that and shown it on Twitter. And For Sale's probably mad because I'll like it on Twitter and then see if it works.
Hey,
for stale mode,
okay.
molded as
All right. Hold on.
What?
Explain.
So
no, we need more context here.
I tweeted this out because I knew that somebody that had not meant to like and knew that. Okay, so on Twitter, if you like a, let's say, a naked picture of somebody, guess what? That shows up for all of your followers. Everyone that follows you, that just showed up on their feed that you just like that, I don't know, that guy's dick pic or that girl's booty pic. Like,
really?
Yeah.
It's really stupid.
Kevlar's learning shit right now. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I'm still new to Twitter. Like,
Fuck,
I'm not
bro.
gonna lie. Like, I was really
So-
into Instagram and shit for personal, but I didn't know when he was telling me this. I was like, oh shit.
I posted on Twitter, like, I just think it's funny. Like, I like sitting here thinking, okay, these people have no idea that they're sitting here liking these people's pictures, and I get to see everything they're fucking liking right now. Like, bro, I see what you're into. I see it.
Ass, titty, ass,
Yeah.
double ass, tit.
Like, God, man, slow down on the likes. I gotta
Right?
put it somewhere first.
Listen, I need
Shit.
some private time to get through the light.
God damn, slow down a little bit.
So to chime in on the toy thing, if I can, real quick.
Yeah.
We have specifically one toy for my wife, and then everything else is just whatever, because we're mostly into bondage and impact play. So
Okay.
and going back to I think I can't remember who said it, but somebody said it creates a lot of trust, and it does. As somebody that suffers from claustrophobia and anxiety and panic attacks, it takes a lot for my hands to be restrained where I can't move them or tied down or even
A lot of
blindfolded.
trust, dude.
Yeah.
Yes, a shit ton of trust. But as I said, she's the one that kind of got me into this, and that really helped in being and having establishing that trust with her so much that she kind of eased me into it, and then we kind of explored and went from there. So I mean, we've got quite an idea of some other things to get, but we've had some fun with it, and it definitely enhances the intimacy. It enhances the trust level even more. And it really helps because at the end of the session, if you will, you have that cooling down time, and you really get to see the more vulnerable side of your partner, and they get to see the more vulnerable side of
aftercare.
you. Yeah, thank you. The
Right.
aftercare
Yeah.
really helps.
So are you
Yeah, it's
spanking
cool.
then?
I'm sorry, do I know?
Are you spanking? You
I
getting
love
spanked?
to spank. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you're the
Love
spanky.
spanking.
Okay, all right.
I'm
He's
just
like,
saying.
are you? Have you
Sometimes
seen my
I'm a spanker.
Instagram?
Have you
Listen,
seen
the
my
fun
ass?
part is being a switch, okay? The fun part, the best part is being a switch. It's the best of both worlds.
I have to agree with that. Hands down, 100% a switch.
I didn't know this,
Yep.
but I guess in the sub and dom community, there's like this toxicity towards switches. I guess.
What?
Kind of
That's
similar to
so
sexual-
fucking
Yeah, I didn't,
stupid.
Why?
I didn't know
There's
that was a thing.
toxicities towards everything.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
well, it was just
Communities.
surprising. Like
Swingers don't
It's
like
the
kinksters.
it's the same
Kinksters
reason-
don't like swingers. Everyone's afraid of the furries, and it's like, why can't we all? I mean, like, we're all
What the
going to the
fuck?
same club. Come on, like,
right,
what?
exactly.
I feel like the toxicity that exists
Fucking
towards switches is I don't want to say it's the exact same, but it's probably similar in vein to people who get nasty towards bisexuals, because they some people might be adopting this sort of like, you're choosing both. Stop being greedy.
You can't have both. You can't have both
Yeah.
ice creams. You get one. Right, exactly. Yeah. I just didn't know it existed. I'm like, they're like a bionicle. They can do anything if you're a switch, right? You can be a top or a bottom. It doesn't matter.
I've been told I was indecisive, or I needed to like grow a pair because I was switch, and I was like, but that's half the fun.
Right?
It's-
I'm a switch, so
In my opinion, it takes a lot of balls to be able to go, fuck it, you're in
Wait, you're a
charge. I'll
switch
do
with
whatever.
No toys?
Me?
Yeah, you said you were
Yeah.
trying to introduce that. All right.
Well, switch just refers to whether you're sub or dom. It doesn't refer to toy experience.
Oh, I go all out, daddy.
So
No PG switch here.
after
Who said anything about PG?
after I posted on Twitter that like the tweet about basically being careful about what you like on Twitter because it shows up on everybody else's feed, fucking Thirsty Topher decides to start liking every dirty picture he can possibly think of. And
Oh my god, right, dude?
and hold on, if I like you, like if I support you, guess what? I'm probably gonna like your tweets and like share them and that type of shit because like I want to support you. Like I like you as a person. This motherfucker like the goddamn like I don't know gay porn scene on Twitter and I fucking liked it. Motherfucker! Oh my god! I cussed him so much that night.
He
I was
was
like,
like-
you motherfucker! I like
He
that
was-
goddamn pic. I didn't even pay attention. I liked that picture, and I instantly unliked it. And was like, that motherfucker.
You know,
the cover of it was misleading.
Ugh.
You just know he was thinking to himself, like, this is my pro gamer.
Oh, he's such a bitch. Oh, I fucking hate him. So for sex toys, I mean, I literally have everything. Like, fucking, plug-in, or no, not even plug-in. It's a rechargeable Hitachi wand
Do you
to
have everything?
dildos to butt plugs to the bar with the cuffs and the foot bracelet things,
nice. Do
the
you have like a
strap
nice, like,
set, like everything you possibly think of.
Where do you store that?
That's silent.
Well, it depends. Is it in use when it's being stored, or?
I'm saying, like, listen, like we have a collection of stuff, but we're always like thinking, like, where the fuck do we put this? Like, where can we just? Have
Oh,
it
well, my
people aren't gonna come over and like go try to change the baby in the bedroom and see shit. Like, we need like a lock gun cabinet for this shit. Or
Oh
something.
no, like my bed has 2 drawers underneath it, so like if you ever come over to my house, check my bed because that's where everything's at. But yeah,
Hey,
like
next Halloween.
I am
He's got
not.
them labeled and placed in specific positions.
I do. They have their own little slot in the drawer. Like, all right, this is
It's
where
like in
the
Mandalorian when he opens the wall and he's got all his guns laid out there. It's just for sale
Yes,
sex
to
toys.
me going,
Foam
yes.
cut out perfectly to fit each toy.
Ugh.
Well, that's a good question because, like, I honestly, like, we're just throwing them in like a drawer right now. We're just trying to come up with a concept to like make it
Dude,
nice and laid out, but also private.
So would you say you guys were trying to draw out the passion in the bed?
So I'm to the point in my life where I kind of don't give a fuck anymore. Like if you're that nosy and you come across my drawer of fucking sex toys, guess what? You just opened a box of worms. Fucking
just opened Pandora's box.
Yeah, you just
Keep
literally
worms under your bed.
literally open Pandora's box. Like that's on you, bro. So if you want to talk about it, come to me and we'll talk about it. But other than that, you're gonna be scarred.
So Queen just had a great point. Like our child is crawling and on the move now. So
Oh,
like,
shit.
legit, she can open our bed cabinets.
Oh,
we need to,
no.
we need to think of a creative, more like hide it.
You need to
mount
fucking
it
like
on the wall, put it behind like
mount it on the wall.
Put it up high.
Just
I want a hidden safe behind it.
This is actually
Slide open.
this makes me think of something. As a slight tangent to this, who here has come upon parents or partners or friends who have left toys out in plain view without thinking of getting?
Listen, if my daughter starts swinging around a lightsaber and I'm like, hey, look, that's cool. Like I'm gonna be a little upset. I want that shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Do you have a drop ceiling, Kevlar?
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Smart.
They actually
Go ahead.
they have a shop online where you can get geeky sex toys. It's geekysextoys.com. You can get them like the Master Sword, lightsabers.
What
and
now?
Yeah, geekysextoys.com.
Yep.
Yeah, I have these Sword of Omens already. We're a big Fable fan in this house.
Hell yeah.
But do you have Jack's mask?
Yeah, I have all kinds of Jack shit. What'd you say?
Do you have
cut
Jack's
out.
mask to go with it?
Jack's mask? No, I don't.
Well, then what's the fucking point?
You pull a Phantom of the Opera and just wear a mask when she turns around?
Is she into it?
Always. Yeah, of course.
Only if
There you
he's
go.
also singing the musical number.
Wait, do you kill the sister in the bedroom or do you let her live?
What the fuck?
We play it different.
Well, in Fable, you have to choose between killing your sister and or getting the
Oh,
sword.
I've never
we,
played
we
Fable.
played-
Fuck. Okay,
Dude,
apparently I
it's so
should play
good.
Fable.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
great
good.
fucking game.
Fable
the
1
first
has
one.
Fable 1 actually has a stable and living modding community on the PC version.
Shit.
Has for like 15 years.
Yeah, it's a great
Fantastic
fucking game.
All right.
That's
It's
probably one of my
easy to
favorite
play.
stories.
Everyone wants to watch it too.
Yeah, dude, I'm about to go fucking find Fable. Do they have it
Just-
on Steam?
Yes, just
Hell yeah.
warning. Anniversary edition I think is better, but I'm still not sure if it's better than the original release. It launched with a lot of issues. Just Both
Listen, I had
Lost,
my original Xbox with Fable on it.
yeah, both
Fire
Lost
it up.
Chapters and Anniversary Edition are on Steam. It's up to your choice which one you want. There's more mods and better stability in the Lost Chapters version, but the Anniversary has prettier graphics and all that stuff.
I'm not worried about it.
You're pretty.
Thank you. I know I am.
They also have the entire Fable series on a Xbox Game Pass as well. If you have
Yes,
Xbox
they
One.
do.
Too bad
Oh,
there you
Fable
go.
3 was Fable 3 was such a fucking disappointment.
Oh.
Okay, back to sex.
So yeah, if you're okay, someone in chat asked if your partner wouldn't get rid of a sex toy that was molded after their ex's dick or vagina, how would you handle it?
Just hit it with some sandpaper. And
You're like, fuck. Nah. Be
shape
like,
it.
pass it over here.
I mean, that kind of
actually-
depends. Are they
Like, I
using
just
the toy
fucked your
more
ex
than they're
too.
going to you?
Do what?
That's a good question.
My response to that is another question: are they using that toy more than they're coming? to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a
Are
good
they
question.
willing? Are they willing to replace it with yours if you offer to replace it?
Good point.
I think is another good question.
This is a very weird conversation.
Hey,
I mean, like they could just be keeping
So,
it to be like.
Let me
hey,
just
go ahead.
let me just share an opposing view that pushed to an opposite extreme, kind of. So I used to have a very large collection of sex toys, and had a guy who did not like that I was using them more often than I was doing stuff with him, and it wasn't anything personal. He just like wasn't interested in playing with some of those toys, and then he went on a rampage one day and threw a bunch of them out and cut any one of them that needed to plug in, like cut the cords on them and like left them
Rewired.
and their cords out for me to like see. And I was just like, where did all of my stuff go? And he was like, I threw it away. And there's
oh hell no.
hundreds and hundreds of dollars of
Yeah,
toys.
that
and
motherfucker
stuff.
would have been getting
No,
literally
yeah.
beat the fuck out of. Like, you are paying for a whole new set of toys, you piece of shit.
That's so fucking wasteful.
That's
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
so-
Small claims court.
Woo.
Judge Judy, let's go.
That's a
Small. Get it small. Get it small.
I need my hundreds of dollars of sex toys replaced immediately.
Right? Immediately. Right now.
You didn't jump on Judge Judy so fast.
God damn.
Or Jerry Springer.
So it's like a horrible idea.
I remember watching a Judge Judy case one time of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Oh, no
yeah, that was
way.
on the other day at work.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Wait,
But so from the
What-
other perspective,
what are
essentially,
you
is
drinking?
like
sorry. Go ahead.
if somebody asked me to throw out one of my toys, I would be like, why?
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
understand. Like if it's really just about the X thing, like that's it, then buy me a new one. Like just I
Yeah,
need
yeah.
something replaced. Like, but like, why does that matter at all?
Yeah.
It's just a piece.
Well,
So
I mean,
I think it's a more interesting question that you found out that it was molded in the shape of an X. Like, how do
True.
you even find that out?
True.
I don't feel like somebody who has this would be like inadvertently like, oh yeah, I've got a dildo in the shape of my ex's dick, or I've got a fleshlight molded after my ex's vagina. Like, I don't feel like that just comes up in general conversation
feel
unless
like-
As long as it's not called Old Faithful.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like the biggest tell might be like if it was significantly curved or if it has like, you know, imperfections, because those aren't usually there in from what I've seen. They aren't usually there for sex toys, even like porn star modeled ones or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Their name on the side of it.
Yeah, like
Fair.
they're like professional ones are usually. I don't say pristine, but they're like, you know, they're factory. You can usually tell when something is like of a factory make or something like that.
Yep.
Also, can I, as a slight thing, because I checked the site after Lilith mentioned.
You gonna plug your OnlyFans?
Hell yeah.
Check me out on OnlyFans.
I checked the geeky sex toy site. Their Game of Thrones weapon, their sword dildo is called the Game of Moans, and that's just some top tier pun.
That's perfect.
Just Game of Moans.
Pikachu butt plug too, like the.
I love the Pikachu butt plug.
Do they have both male and female tails though?
Piki.
That's the real question.
It's literally got Pikachu's tail on the end of it.
Is it the male or female tail though? That's
It's just a Pikachu tail.
It's male. It's male.
Just yellow.
No, it's male. Female would be
Oh,
in
is it?
a heart.
yeah, the female has like a butt on the end of the tail or
The
something.
female Pikachu's tail tip ends in like a heart shape usually, or something to that
It's a
effect.
bud, dude. Or
It's a butt.
Is that like a new gen Pokemon thing?
No, ever since they introduced female Pokemon or female
Pikachu. Yeah, ever since they introduced female Pikachu.
Well, now
It's
I
called
know.
Pikachu.
Now you know.
So
And knowing is half the battle.
I know, right?
So
I'm really just here for moments like this when Pokemon comes into the conversation.
Right.
I see what you.
So these next couple questions are just very like rapid, quick answer questions. So this is a good way to end the stream because it's not sex related. It's not anything bad or anything like that. But
You mentioned someone redeemed.
going into it, favorite shows you watch right now, or favorite shows you have watched.
The Rookie.
The Rookie.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a TV series starring Nathan Fillion. It's on season 2, coming back in February. He basically plays a 30s or 40 something guy who decides to stop everything he's been doing in the middle of a divorce, finish it, and trains to become a cop and goes to become a cop in LA. And so he's like a 30, 40 something year old cop rookie. It's actually really good.
All right.
And it's realistic to how cops actually operate.
All right, that's cool. I'm gonna check that out.
It's not bad. All right.
I got one.
Berserk.
Berserk. There you go.
Berserk.
Dude, Berserk is sweet.
From
Yep.
From
What
like
is
the late
Berserk?
90s.
Oh,
It's an
It's an
anime.
anime, dude.
It's
Oh, okay.
so
fun.
good.
They have 3 of the movies
It's
I
so
believe on
good.
Netflix that are actually pretty
Yep.
cool.
I couldn't find the original aired anime TV series.
Yo, I got
anywhere,
Crunchyroll. I'll
so
share that with you.
It's on.
You get, like,
Well, it's not on
5
Crunchyroll.
series.
What?
It's not on Crunchyroll. You have to
It
get
doesn't
it. It's
exist,
it's on YouTube.
What?
They're episodes 1 through 25 of season 1. Introducing like Griffin and the whole Hawks backstory. That's all on YouTube. I couldn't find it anywhere else.
Yeah, Berserk is cool.
Hmm.
So, have you guys? We all have Netflix. There's a new reality show, kind of like the whole Big Brother bullshit, right? And I don't like this, but my wife turned me onto it. We watched it together. It's called.
Circle.
Oh, is it the circle?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I
So we
watched it
watched
too.
The Circle, and I'm like, I've actually become obsessed with like how everybody interacts because it's like they all move into this apartment building. They never see each other. They only interact on a social media platform where you can be a catfish if you want. It's all about social interactions, hashtagging, individual games and parties, but it's a great show, and I thought it was really, really fucking cool. So definitely check it out. It's like 9 episodes or something like that.
Nice. Come.
Discord TV show night.
I don't know. So I'm watching Sex Education on Netflix right now. Wink, wink, hint, hint.
Pretty good.
It's actually a pretty damn good show. It's very,
is, yeah.
very informative. It's very entertaining. It's funny. It's sad. It's definitely a drama series. So it's very good. Other good ones, Sense8. Please God, if you have not watched Sense8 on Netflix, please watch Sense8. Oh, especially being in this stream or this community, you should definitely watch Sense8. It is like the
Sense8's awesome, dude.
Oh my God.
You saw the movie, right? Afterwards?
Yes. Fuck.
Dude, so good.
It's so
good.
fucking good.
What a surprise how good it was.
I can't wait for Altered Carbon.
Yes, Altered Carbon was really good too.
Carbon's sick.
Yep.
I cannot wait. I'm bummed because I loved what's his name who played the main character in the first season.
Yeah, he was sick.
I love him as an actor. After he did Flag and Suicide Squad, and especially after Altered Carbon, I love the guy. But at the same time, I'm excited as hell to see what Anthony Mackie is.
Oh, that's who the new guy is.
Yeah, and it's following the same as the book. In the books and in the second book, he played a black guy's. He was in a black guy's body as well. So I cannot wait.
Dude, I love me some Avengers, man.
Good times. Anyone else addicted to a show right now or in the past couple weeks?
Naruto.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Who was that?
Hold on. All right, let's try that again.
So I grew heavily addicted to the CW, to the Crisis on Infinite Earths, with the Arrowverse. I was highly upset they got rid of Stephen Amell. I know he's maybe going to another show, but the way that they did it was absolutely dirty. I'm glad
It wasn't his request.
Yeah, I know, and I'm glad that they did They have the Green Arrow and the Canaries coming after that. Which is, I don't know if they're going to be airing it until now or if they're going to wait until spring or fall for the release of it. But they did have a really good send-off for the series finale, and I have been religiously watching Supernatural since the very first episode, and I'm still on it.
I guess I'm on the opposite end of that. I liked Flash until about Arrow.
So I'm trying to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, I won't say spoilers. Season 4, maybe 5 tops, is where I really started to kind of fall off the Arrow wagon.
Yeah,
because
same.
there was just so much that they did that wasn't even at his darkest storyline in the comics back in the mid 2000s that Arrow was based on. It never got as dark as Arrow did, and it legitimately felt at times like they were basically just trying to turn him into Batman with all of the character connections he had and all of the writing and personality. He didn't feel like Green Arrow. He felt like Batman wielding a bow and arrow.
Like Robin Hood.
Green suit. And personally, I did not like how the season wrapped up, but I won't say more than that because like Noct is avoiding spoilers. All I'll say is no spoilers, Noct, you're fine. It's fine. I didn't like how it ended. That's all I'm going to say. They could have done a lot better. And I don't like how Guggenheim got obsessed with Felicity. I feel like she ruined the show. Not the actress, the character.
I never watched it.
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna miss Supernatural. I'm gonna miss my Dean. Oh God, that boy. I'm gonna miss him so much.
Thanks, Bob.
So I have one more real quick. If you guys like subtitles or you can deal with or dubs or whatever, one on Netflix called Casa de Papel. Farrah can tell you about it. He knows about it. It's actually in Portuguese. It's an incredible money heist, like Ocean's 11 style, like thriller show on Netflix. It's incredible. Definitely check it.
Nice. Come. All right.
I've kind of got 3 that I'm addicted to because I'm an MMO streamer, and I pretty much always have been. I've been playing a lot of Smite recently, but MMO is like my unfortunate category that I get stuck in if I actually want to get viewers. So 3 of those, I watched 3 animes that are really close to like if you actually were in an MMO. One's called Overlord, which is it's very fan service, but it's fucking hysterical.
So good.
But it's, oh God, the comedy in that is just, I end up crying the entire time. I don't even have to get high. I'm just fucking into it. No Game, No Life, and
God, that
Log Horizon.
Log Horizon just got
been
renewed.
no
I've been
SAO.
rewatching those. I can't. SAO kind of like was like entry level, but dude, Log Horizon and Overlord just do it so fucking well.
Overlord's great.
Log
Overlord is
Horizon
quality. I'll stand for that.
Yeah,
Log Horizon just got renewed for another season coming this October.
So
in my opinion, Log Horizon
good.
and Dot Hack way outstrip Sword Art, both
Yeah.
in manga as well as show form. Sword Art is, for lack of a better term, normie entry to MMO, and it kills me how much more popular it became than Log Horizon or Dot Hack.
If you haven't seen Overlord though, even if you're not an anime fan, but you've played video games, which I'm sure if you're on Twitch, you've at least played some. Overlord, 100%, man. It's so well done. Sub or dub, they're both great.
Sub.
Yeah.
dub these nuts.
I watched dub.
How?
I watched
Yeah,
dub
I mean-
recently. I watch. I'll say this. I don't care. You can kink shame me all you want. But
Kink shame.
when you stream full time and you have to read chat for like anywhere from 35 to 50 hours a week, like I just don't want to read after streaming that much. Not that I am
That's
now.
true. That's true, but like sometimes it's like
Yeah, the
fucking
sub is
ridiculous,
most of the time
ridiculous
better.
bad.
Like, if I want to fall asleep, I'll throw on a sub and I'll
Dub's
get into
better.
it for like 20 minutes and I'll pass right the fuck out. Give me a reading when I'm
Dub-
stoned, I'm out.
Dubs are getting a lot better in recent years. Hell, in the last decade and a half. So I mean, it reminds me of like in the 90s, like there was 90s, early 2000s. There were a few series that everyone pretty much agreed were better dubbed, even a lot of the Japanese fans, and that was like Yu Yu Hakusho and some people said DBZ were like two of the big ones.
Muyo. Tenchi Muyo is so good.
And
Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop.
Listen, Cowboy Bebop was influential in my life to music and like the art style and the dude, it was incredible. That Cowboy Bebop
Oh,
was
yeah.
probably one of my top
It-
5 ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's mind blowing. Like it really is. Like
I could not get
Fucking
into
great.
Cowboy Bebop.
The music alone is enough to be.
Oh my god.
3, 2, 1, let's
Acid
jam.
jazz.
yeah, it's
That
it's
song.
Really well done.
No, I want to listen to it right now.
You know, Space Cow.
So good.
All right.
Even
So-
people that don't know anime at all like the music.
So
That's the same for Champloo as well.
Is there anybody else?
Yeah,
that
it's the same
shows?
thing.
Because I need more shows to watch.
yeah.
There's a lot of
So-
good Netflix originals.
Peaky
Watch
Blinders.
Naruto.
Peaky Blinders. Please watch fucking Peaky Blinders.
is so good.
Oh, Netflix. Peaky Blinders.
If you guys like any sort of like challenge or obstacle type shows, look into Beastmaster, Ultimate Beastmaster, and Hyperdrive on Netflix. They're
Dude,
both
Terry Crews produced Ultimate Beastmaster season 1, and it was so good.
like honestly, season 1 is probably still my favorite. Season 3 was a close second, I think it was, but it's like, or no, season 2. Sorry, it's. I wish it would come back, and I'm so bummed it hasn't. And Hyperdrive, I hope comes back, but considering some of the drama and potential scandals that came from it, who knows if it'll come back. If you like cooking shows, watch the cooking show they have on there. It's so good.
Oh, Food Wars.
Food Wars.
It's
Yeah.
a final. No. Final Table. It's literally. It's
Fuck
like
Final
what if,
Table. Watch.
dude.
Food
It's
Wars.
so much. It's so
Food Wars
much
is
better
good.
than fuck.
No,
Like
no,
Gordon
no.
Ramsay, anything.
No, I like Gordon Ramsay, but like literally,
Unless
Final
you can
Table is
yell at
like.
people.
Final Table is like, what if we took Master Chef and then removed all of the bullshit fake drama that the American version tries to
Dude,
put in?
Gordon Ramsay gets me harder than a diamond in an ice storm. Like,
Same.
the way he talks to people and just like shuts them the
Same.
fuck up.
I prefer him in the British version. He's so much better in the British versions of his shows. Like, so much.
So, okay. All right. It is 10:09 right now. 10:09. We usually wrap up around 10 p.m., which gives everybody a chance to do their little outro spiel. For those of you that are watching right now, and pretty much the new people in the stream, something you're probably not aware of is after the stream, we actually like hang out in the video chat and Discord for a little bit, just talk and bullshit. You're more than welcome to stay and chat and use the video chat and Discord as much as you want to continue gaming or doing whatever you want to do. But if you want to join the after hours hangout after the stream, please feel free to join Discord. You can jump in video chat if you want to, if there's space. You can jump in the voice chat and talk to everybody if they're here. You do not have to hang out if you don't want to, if you have other shit planned, if you have a job to do in the morning.
I understand.
If you have a job and have to wake up in the morning, I get it. But here, after we do our outros, we're going to be popping over to Pep Talk's channel. She's doing just chatting right now, so she's just sitting there chatting. I met her at TwitchCon last year.
So glad you remember that.
Fuck you, Kevlar. So,
Fuck your
oh
man.
my god.
Fight.
So
fight.
okay, long story short, I had her
It's such a good
followed.
story, though.
I met her at TwitchCon. Okay, I met her at TwitchCon. I had her followed because, unlike some people, I actually save fucking people's business cards and follow them and like check their streams out. I forgot I had checked her streamed out and that I had met her and decided to raid her and popped over there, and she was like, "Hey, for sale, I remember you. You remember meeting me?" I was like, yeah, totally." She was like, well, I was on the Dance Dance Revolution. I was like, oh fuck, yeah, you were. I'm so sorry. I forgot.
Dick move, bro. Dick.
I forgot. I'm such a bad person. I just have a short memory. All right, leave me alone.
Yo,
Dude,
same.
it's difficult. There's too many faces, you know?
Bro,
Try having people come up to me and they'll be like, "Hey, Ryu," and then I'll be like, "Hey,
you
with the face."
Hey, you with
Do you
the
have a card?
Hey, there you go. Yeah. Do you have a card? I want to pass it out.
Yeah, exactly. That's my go-to. Is here's my card. Check it out. It's brand new. Let me see yours.
Okay, I'll remember that.
That stays here though. That does not leave this.
Oh, that's definitely
don't
leaving
worry.
this.
I definitely won't tell anyone.
It's on the internet forever now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 43 other people in here.
Me and Knox definitely won't
No
tell
one's gonna see
anyone
it.
at the next meet.
Rebob, do you want to start with the outro? Just again, a little bit about yourself, your little like 30-second spiel about where people can find you, what you do, that type of stuff.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you for allowing me to come on here tonight. I had a blast. It's a pleasure to meet all of you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming
If you
on.
want to follow me on here? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's just at Rebob on here on Twitch. On Twitter, it's at Rebob_Marty, Marty. I usually shit post and try to do some positive stuff on there as well. If you want to come join the stream, you're welcome to join the family. We're all inviting, safe, positive, and never giving up on anything. But I also have to say, this is outside of that topic. Everybody in here has such diverse and amazing answers. I think you are all fucking incredible people. And if anybody says anything different, I will come personally from Tennessee and Mississippi and whoop their ass for you. I don't care. Y'all are fucking amazing.
Ooh,
Hell yeah, dude.
Did you say Tennessee? Did you say
Reba.
Tennessee? Because my brother moved down to Tennessee.
So
I'm about 5 minutes from Memphis.
My brother's in Oak Ridge.
So real quick off that just reminded me, here the first like week or second week of June coming up, we will be having a community camping trip where if you enjoy camping, feel free to join the Discord and jump in the Camping 2020 channel. We're still trying to decide where to go, but the last discussion was towards the Tennessee area. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. All right, Astral.
Guys, by the way, at the camping trip, I'll be wearing Daisy Dukes the entire time, so you're gonna look forward to that.
Oh shit.
Will you hit
we're
the
already a
flow?
bunch of asses anyway. It's okay if we see a few.
Will you have the boots with the fur?
The boots with the fur. All right, Astral.
First, okay, me first. I'm Astro or Lilith. You can find me on all of my handles: Instagram, Twitter, my free Snapchat right there, everything under that name. I'm a variety streamer. I'm also everywhere else on the internet, kind of. So yeah, check out my Twitter if you want to know more.
Yep.
And yeah, I'll see you guys later, I guess, next Thursday.
All right.
See you next Thursday. Wait,
Knock.
is that cunt? It's cunt.
Knocked. You're not talking right now.
You're muted.
Oh yeah, push to talk. That's a
There you are. Hi.
Yeah, I just reminded myself to enable it. Disable
Hi
it.
everybody again.
All right.
I'm Knocked. It was an absolute pleasure to meet everybody here. Thanks For Sale for having the panel and inviting us out.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I Knocked Wolf TV on every social media.
Got you with the
There
phone,
you go.
bud.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, if it Knocked Wolf TV on pretty much all social media. I do mostly. I'm playing Monster Hunter World a lot right now. Outside of that, I've done a lot of MMOs, a lot of Guild Wars too, and I do cooking shows where I make pizza. I make what is been consumer rated the best pizza in my city for 5 years at the restaurant I
shit.
work at.
Nice.
And I do dough tricks and throw pizza in the air. And it's cool. It's fun. You should come watch.
Nice. Oh yeah.
So,
if you guys are watching right now and you would like to be on the panel in future streams, please DM me. I'll be more than happy to send you the link to get you signed up and set up with it. If you are on the panel right now and you would like to pop back in at any future date, DM me or pop by the stream on Thursday if you're not sure if you can make it or not. And if you can, just pop by the stream if there's space. I will send you the link happily to have you jump back in and commentate on the conversation going on. Kevlar?
Hello everyone, I'm Kevlar. It's great to see you all and to be back here once again. I'm a variety streamer. I stream a bunch of different games. It's a pleasure to see you all. Come check out my channel. A lot of storyline games, role-playing games, MMOs, GTA roleplay, shooters, all kinds of mayhem. All I care about is having good community and good chat. And once again, pleasure to be on here. And did you guys know if you have Amazon Prime, you can link it to your Twitch account and get a free Twitch Prime
Stole
sub?
it from me.
Oh my God, Code Gaming, thank you so much.
Did you guys know you can get a free Twitch Prime sub to your favorite streamer for Silly Team? And guys, pleasure to be here again.
Who is that? I couldn't hear.
For Silly Team.
God.
Awesome to be here once again, guys. See you another Thursday.
Thanks for being on, Kevlar.
Did anyone else hear Rear the Red?
Oh my God.
All right, Ms. Mystic.
Hi, I'm Miss Mystic, and I run Pokemon Go tournament streams for Go Stadium. I do Minecraft Mondays on my channel, which is twitch.tv/Miss Mystic. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat at MyMissMystic. And I'll be around next Thursday, I'm sure.
Come. Rio.
Hi, my name is Reed the Red. I'm a mainly MMO streamer. I do some GTA RP and some other doo-doo. I said
all the doo-doo.
All right, it's over. I'm done. But you can find me on twitch.tv/ReedTheRed and also on Twitter as Reed the Red. This is my first time on the show and I've had a blast. I'm glad to be invited to it. So
appreciate you guys being on.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Your pretty face was a welcome sight.
It's nice to see a real beard around here.
Oh my God.
It's
Get
actually
outta
fake. He stole it off of a hobo.
Jesus Christ.
It's a strap on.
Tucked up behind the ears. That's what the white cords are, right?
It is.
It's like what Weird Al wore. It's like what Weird Al wore in the Amish Paradise song.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, Sin.
Hey, I'm Sin of Anubis, twitch.tv/Sin of Anubis. You can find me on Twitter at Sin of Anubis1. Member of Tyrion Bullet Club, member of a very good charity group called Gamers Giving Back. We do a lot of events throughout the year for charities, including Pride, Cancer Awareness Month, childhood cancer, etc., etc. The Walk for MS comes up in April. We're going to be doing the Toga Party for that. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I am an open supporter of LGBTQIA rights. My stream is welcome to anyone who's willing to come in and talk about it. We talk about things. I like helping people, as many people as humanly possible. Shout out to For Sale. If you are watching his stream right now and you're not following him, what the fuck is your problem? Follow this sexy bastard, as well as the other sexy bastards on this channel.
Like you.
Show some respect to every single one of them out there. Not me. Don't show respect to me.
Oh my God.
And that's pretty much it.
There are so many dark ways I could take that.
So it's been a pleasure to meet you, bud.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on.
This is my first time being here, and I kind of was really super nervous going on to the legendary For Sale 18's channel. So.
Oh, you should have.
You're part of the family, man. Welcome.
Welcome.
Just make him his little baby goatee, and you'll be fine. It's easy to get along.
Just my little baby beard.
Don't even start. It's cute.
My little baby beard. All right, fair.
Bros, want to see a 5-head? Carry some absolute monkeys
Oh my
unranked?
God.
Come see me. I'm playing League, and I'm gold at the moment, but Challenger soon maybe.
All
What
right.
does that even mean?
It's very high ranked, like
Sure.
Tyler won.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, Tyler won status. All right.
All right, Eon.
Hello. Okay, so you guys can find me over at Eon of Aeon. That's twitch.tv/Eon of Aeon. I'm a Souls and Siege and Monster Hunter streamer who also does some variety of other games, some Smite, some MMOs on a very, very rare occasion. I usually stream 2 to 10 a.m. Eastern when I can get live, but sometimes, as of late, I'm more in the afternoons due to an injury. I'm healing well, so woo. Expect lots of bad puns and bad jokes on my stream, and an attempt to approach multiplayer games with a competitive or self-improvement mindset.
Come. All right. And I'm for sale 18. If you're new here, which some of you are, I stream every single Wednesday through Saturday. Wednesdays are single player story-based games at 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Thursdays are the discussion panel talking about sex, relationships, and dating. That can be everything from getting to know the people on the stream like we did today, to discussing sensitive topics like the LGBT hashtag or the stream tag for Twitch, to, I don't know, talking about like we did at the beginning of the stream, what your sexuality is, what you identify as, and how you got to that conclusion. If you have any frustrations in your relationship, if you want any advice about dating, relationships, sex, anything like that, this is the stream where you can come by, you can ask, you can run your scenario by the panel, and we will read it out loud on stream and kind of like talk it out and like figure out, okay, what if I was in this position, how would I address this situation? So this is the perfect place for that. Fridays are Jackbox and memes every single Friday from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. and Saturdays are multiplayer days where you guys get to literally pick whatever we play that day. It's everything from Cards Against Humanity, Golf with Friends, to Mount Your Friends, to Pummel Party, to Overwatch, Apex, League of Legends, whatever the fuck you want to play is what we play on Saturdays. If you aren't a member of the Discord, I would highly recommend that you join Discord. Oh my fucking god. Machine Gun Tebow, you whore. How are you, man? It's been a minute. You can jump in Discord, especially after stream on Thursdays. Most of the panelists hang out for a little bit, talk, get to know other people that pop in. It's a great way to network, great way to make new friends. So hang out for a little bit, join the Discord, pop in, talk to everybody. But I'll be back on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, Jackbox and Memes at 8 p.m. So I will hopefully see most of you tomorrow at 8 p.m. for Jackbox and Memes. Please, if you get a chance, make sure to go check out the panelists. We have an amazing panel of people. A lot of them are new today. So Rebob, Ryu, Sin, Noct, most of them have not been here before. Miss Mystic has been here before. Kevlar, Fair, Eon was here last week. Astral's been here a couple weeks. Thank you guys for being on. I appreciate it a ton. You guys add to the stream, all of your different perspectives on everything. It means a lot that you popped on, so thank you for that. We're gonna pop over to Pep Talk's channel. Okay, she was on a weird like BRB screen, but let's pop over there. Make sure to spam a shit ton of emotes, give her some follows, show her some love, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Night all.
Later.
Kevlar, thank you for that, man. You have to do that.
Right?